well, I don't want to say it on the air, but
I'll just give you.
Yeah, I was in there the other day.
Oh,
Is that the place you were talking about?
no.
What do you think of that place?
As far as the actual barbecue goes,
The guy is a CO.
It may be
Yeah.
it may be the best barbecue around, as far as the actual taste of it all and consistency of it all.
Yeah. This guy. Whew.
I would.
Wild West, he would have got shot on spot.
If you ask me best barbecue place, I would honestly, I'd have to say, well, you tell me what you want to order, because there's some place where I would say ribs, they're the best there. Turkey is the best there. Pork is the best there.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody's got the trifecta.
No, I think you can be correct on all that.
Yeah.
We've got the Tonkatsu dog. Tonkatsu. I need to defer to you for all the Asian flavor. I'm sure you've seen this in a movie. The Vienna beef hot dog, the panko, the kipai mayo. I got some of this in Hawaii. It was very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's their big go-to. And the teriyaki sauce and bonito flakes. Looks like a lot.
That is a lot.
The two-bagger smash burger.
What?
Half-pound beef patty, Vienna beef sausage, guacamole, grilled jalapenos, and the aioli slaw.
Maybe the only double you see in that stadium all day.
Man, that looks awful. The burger, though, right?
It does. Did they burn it?
It's the worst photo of anything I've ever seen.
I know.
Very dry looking.
How dry does that look?
And that was the best looking photo of that burger.
Yeah.
It almost
I
looks
went
like
through a few of them.
It almost looks like fried chicken.
Yeah, that's
Or
awful.
if you do like ground beef in a pan and you've got the remnants that are left over, it's just like the really burnt part on the outside.
It looks like country fried hamburger.
Yeah, that's bad.
Packed it together and then put a cow tongue on the top.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Southside Supreme. It's a pizza topped with sausage, Italian beef, peppers, onions. Shaped like a plate.
Yeah. Kind of looks burned, too,
Yeah,
honestly.
it really does.
I don't know. They were cooking this stuff too long. That's their problem.
That's our friends at the White Sox and their new offerings. A lot of them this season. There in Chicago. Any leftovers from last year? Any holdovers? So it's all new material.
Hey, they've got great food.
My God,
All
it was
I'm saying.
20 new items. That's pressure to be the concession person there.
All their
20 new items we're going to have this
I'm
year?
telling you, man, their beer selection was fantastic.
all their
At
food.
rate.
That's our friends at Champy's Chicken. They brought you this final hour of the show. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. He doesn't burn his food down there. Champy'sChicken.com. It's brined overnight, cooked to order. It always comes out perfect and piping hot, juicy down to the bone. Some of you are going to jump in your car, your truck tomorrow and start driving to the beach. Or maybe you're coming back and you're stuck in traffic right around the Alabaster exit. Go ahead and get off that Alabaster exit and go by and see Sterling and our crew down there at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, just right off the interstate. You will love every second of it. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget this afternoon, we're at Odie's in Edgewood, right there in Homewood, the newer location for our specialty Masters show. Set your alert. We should be starting around 4 o'clock and watching the Masters with you. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
A ton of stuff to get to. We're 9 days away from the NFL draft. We'll touch on that here in just a second. More aftermath of the Masters with Rory and McIlroy coming up. A big movement. Stephen Pearl, his next addition to Auburn basketball, is in the funnel right now. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. Historic night in baseball and a ton of college football to get to. LT, D&B, and all the guys behind the glass, including Tyler, who's back with us. Thankful to have you back, Tyler. Glad you're with us today. It is show number 1174. We're 137 days away from football, and we have a new indicator that's going to be sad if it plays out the way everyone's projecting it to play out, of how the Big Ten has passed the SEC in football. Maybe the last mile marker to hold on to. They've won 3 national championships in a row, but the NFL draft is a week from Thursday night. And I think it's for 19 years now, the SEC has controlled the NFL draft. The projections are right now the Big Ten will have more players drafted than the SEC.
I mean, look, that's significant. Say what you want, but that's the one thing. You talked about all the athletes and, next level when you're talking about measurables and stuff. I mean, that was one of the things the SEC always had a leg up on the Big Ten was the athletes, and I don't think you've got that anymore. And I think the true indicator is going to be the NFL draft.
Here's the numbers from Matt Hayes. The SEC had a slim 77 to 71 edge in total selections over the Big Ten last year. So it was that close last year. And the SEC holds the record for the most first-round selections in a single season with 15. They did it in 2020 and 2025, and is led or tied for the most first-round picks in 14 of the last 15 years. And they had a whopping 170 since 2010. But tomorrow night, a week from Thursday, we're expecting the Big Ten to have more first-rounders and then more players drafted in the draft.
Well, here's another thing. I mean, when's the last time the Big Ten had the number 1 overall pick? I mean, they got it from Fernando Mendoza. Caleb Williams was that guy 2 years ago, but he was coming out of the Pac-12.
That's right.
So, technically, let me see if I can find this.
I'm trying to think of who it would be, Lance. I can't think of the last time they had the number 1 overall.
So it was the ACC last year. I'll just take you guys back real quick. But, I mean, I think that's somewhat significant. Caleb Williams.
Is it Jake Long?
Maybe Bryce Young, Trayvon Walker. I mean, you got ACC, SEC, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, ACC, SEC, MAC, Pac-12, SEC, Big 12, SEC. It was Jake Long. Very good, Brooks.
I would not have remembered Jake Long was the number 1 overall pick.
2008.
So that's the last time, 2008, that they had the first.
And before that, it was Courtney Brown to Cleveland out of Penn State in 2000. So, in the last quarter of a century plus, you've had 2 guys out of the Big Ten. And
here we go.
Yeah, here you go.
Some people in the chat, including Brooks, are pointing out the Big Ten does have more teams. But they had more teams when the when the SEC was winning this too. So we beat our chest for that.
Well, I think the SEC had more, right? Is what you're saying? Yeah.
No, the Big Ten's got more now. But I'm saying there were times maybe where the SEC had more. Maybe it was equal. I don't know. I forget where the years every conference expanded. But the Big Ten does currently have more than the SEC. So. They would have more teams to pick from, but still, whether they've got more or not, this was something the SEC controlled regardless of the circumstances.
I mean, those are things to look at. Obviously championships jump first, but overall draft picks, first-round draft picks, number 1 overall guys, I think it has shifted.
Yeah, I just found that interesting when I was reading Matt's story, Matt Hayes at USA Today. This morning I was like, man, that is sort of the thing we always talked about was in the SEC, what made the SEC difference, the road environments, the road games, the atmosphere at those. You have some in the Big Ten, but not the top to bottom. Even if you go to Starkville, or if you go to Fayetteville, it's a crazy place to play. And then it was the draft picks. You were playing NFL talent, and the Big Ten's got that, ace in the hole here. They're going to have more in the NFL draft coming up this weekend. And then look at the positions that they're going to have, too. We always talked about what made the SEC different? Well, the defensive linemen, the edge rushers, the linebackers were just faster. They had running back and wide receiver speed.
Yeah, the defensive linemen in the SEC run like everybody else's linebackers, and the linebackers in the SEC run like everybody else's safeties, and the DBs in the SEC run like everybody else's receivers. So it was always like they're just faster at every position.
Yeah, Big Ten was slow. SEC was fast. Look at the positions that are going to be drafted. Caleb Downs, safety. Arvell Reese, those guys, linebackers and edge rushers.
The weird thing is, we judge this based on champion, obviously, which has come from the Big Ten 3 straight years. The SEC top to bottom has the better conference. Top to bottom. Like from 1 to 16 or 18.
Yeah, we do say that, yes.
But you don't agree.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying this past season. Let's just use this past season.
I would agree, yeah. I mean, I think the bottom of the Big Ten is worse than the bottom of the SEC.
And I think the middle of the SEC is better.
I've always thought that.
Yeah.
Middle of the SEC is better.
That's changed, though. It's gotten a lot closer. Just
probably.
pull up the standings. I mean, who was in the middle? Illinois? Were they in the middle?
Well,
yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, that was the team I was thinking of. So who would you compare Illinois to?
Probably the team they beat in the bowl game. Who they beat in the bowl game?
Oh, we're not going to do bowl game.
I'm just saying that they were sort of like teams playing each other.
Yeah, like Tennessee's kind of like USC. Like, both should be better.
Yeah, but I mean, there were a lot. The Big Ten's gotten better when you add USC, Oregon, and Washington. That obviously makes your middle better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me see, Jim. College football conference rankings.
As you do that,
just standings. I'm sorry.
I'm just looking at best players available. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Best players available in this draft, and this is kind of universal. Of the top 15 players, how many do you think are SEC?
The top 15?
Yeah, best available.
I'm going to say...
This is according to like Kuiper or somebody like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of pretty consistent.
I'm going to say... surprisingly, I'm going to say only 5 are SEC.
Ooh, 5 of 15? That would be incredibly low.
Yeah. Well, I think you have 5 Ohio State by themselves.
Well, of the top 15... 2 are SEC.
Lance.
7 are Big Ten. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many of those Big Ten is Ohio State?
A lot.
Because SEC Jimmy's going to try to explain it away. It's just
1,
Ohio
2, 3.
State.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 of the 7.
I mean, this is an Ohio State heavy draft, and with good reason there. They had a heck of a
excuse me, it was 8.
team.
Yeah, because USC's got 1, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, and the rest of
So it's 8-2?
Yeah.
8-2. SEC is the 2. Big Ten is the 8.
Yeah.
The top 15.
That is just remarkably difficult to believe that we are to this point that it has flipped like that.
But I mean, this is the stuff we used to talk about the SEC.
No,
like everywhere,
100%, yes.
The SEC had a flex in every category.
Right.
Every category.
And these are unofficial categories, but I mean, we've been doing this a long time, and it was the flex for, the last 15 years.
Yeah. Cut number 10, Tyler, if you can. Ryan Day was on the Not Just Football podcast with Cam Hayward. Now, I gave you one soundbite from this last week, just a whole great interview with Ryan Day there. But this soundbite here off of what we're talking about, this is Nick Saban never said it like this. He never said it like this. Nick Saban didn't. But this is what the perception of Nick Saban's Alabama recruiting always was. Here's Ryan Day on the Not Just Football podcast.
And it's at all positions. I mean, you think about this year alone. I mean, a lot of people talk about the wide receiver position, but look at you get Sonny Styles, you have Arvell Reese, you have Caleb Downs, Caden McDonald. All these guys are going to be possible top 15 picks. They're all juniors. But I think it's just across the board at Ohio State. There's an expectation when you come here, you're coming to be a first or second rounder, regardless of your position. That's it. Just like, if we don't win games and championships, they're going to find a new coach. Well, if you're not a first or second rounder, then this probably isn't the right place for you. And that's just the reality of it. And so understanding that on the front end, and that means there's a lot of places you can go. Maybe Ohio State's not it, but there's just a certain, like when you walk into that room and there's some guys already, who are freshmen who have that mentality that we're seeing even during spring practice. Now they got a long way to go. It doesn't happen overnight, but having that mentality, I think, is important.
That's exactly, and again, not just football podcast. It's exactly what Alabama used to be, by the way.
Oh, well,
when you walked in, if you were not a first or second round pick, that you didn't have that potential, you didn't fit in. You didn't fit in.
We could do the recruiting pitch for Nick Saban for years. Hey, look, you come and you play for Nick Saban. You're only going to play for 3 years, but 2 of those years you're going to win national championships. And then after 3 years, you're going to be a first or second round guy.
And Alabama used to hammer it in recruiting by showing the $1 billion of contracts signed by Alabama football players in the NFL. And like, you're just going to go make a ton of money in the NFL. You're going to come here, you're going to leave with a ring, and you're going to go make a ton of money. Who wouldn't want to do that? Like,
is that a new one-cheater, by the way, with the NIL? Like, this is what we've paid over the last 2 years.
I mean, I think that's probably the better way to recruit right now is to say, here is our NIL budget over the last 2 years.
Because that's microwave money.
Yeah, from Caleb Downs to our punter. Here's what every one of our guys made NIL.
Well, they won't do that. But
I know, but I would.
They'll give you a total number.
Yeah, I guess
they won't give you individual numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all want to see the individual numbers. They won't do that.
We do.
I would love to see that. It'd be an interesting way to recruit.
It's a different world. I just thought that was interesting, and I thought you guys would find it interesting too. Not only just LT and Ryan, when I say you guys, but those of you in the
whole
the chat room as well. Thought that was just interesting as we get ready for the NFL draft. That was another indicator of just where the Big Ten is now. Because
I don't know if it ever flips back. I mean, you would have said this with the SEC and the Big Ten, and we never, you couldn't foresee NIL and the level that it was going to become. And even if we would have said that, maybe I'm naive, but I would have been like, man, the SEC, they're going to spend more than the Big Ten. I know the Big Ten's like the old, stuffy, academics, but, they care more about other things than football.
Well, you see them come down and pick off the Southern athlete now who goes up to the Big Ten for the money.
Yeah, sometimes even after they've signed and played somewhere like Caleb Downs. It's not just in recruiting. They're doing it. They're picking rosters.
Yeah, I just thought that was very interesting. Before LT tells you about our friends at Michelson Laser Vision, I want to point out that it's not just the Big Ten that's getting the athletes. 5-star edge rusher yesterday. 5-star. Consensus 5-star.
Where's he from?
247. He's from the Eastern Shore. He's outside of Baltimore.
Ooh, that's a weird place for a 5-star. You don't get a lot of those out of Baltimore.
Virginia, the coastline of there. You get several.
Okay, so 5-star out of Baltimore.
Yep. His second choice was LSU.
Okay.
His third choice was South Carolina.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. His number one choice, little place we like to call Texas Tech. Anthony Sweeney. Not to be confused with Sidney Sweeney, though he does bring it off the edge. Texas Tech gets a 5-star.
What does that mean?
Edge rusher right there, Anthony Sweeney.
Yeah. Again, it is such a fascinating experiment to see if you can buy your way into the national championship. He is doing everything, he being Cody Campbell, the booster there, is doing everything he can. Money is not an issue for them. Everything he can to buy his way into the championship. Did not work last year. They got to the playoffs and got shellacked by Oregon. I don't know what this guy's level of patience with Joey McGuire is. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know if he thought, hey, last year was a good step forward. We're in the playoffs. Now I can spend just a little bit more and we'll get over the hump.
Look, they finally tasted it, and now I think I'm sure Texas Tech fans were disappointed in the game against Oregon, but just getting there when they reflected, hey, man, we were on the big stage. But now it's about making noise once they get there. I mean, this is what's going to be also really, really interesting. We got stuck in kind of a zone, and I don't think it was great. It was great for us, but when it was just Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, we got used to those players.
Yeah.
There's so many teams now that expect championships because of Indiana, because of teams like Miami and Ole Miss with an interim coach, and there's only one team that can win a national championship. And if Alabama doesn't win it this year, Alabama's going to be disappointed. Ohio State doesn't win. They're going to be disappointed.
Texas Tech at some point is going to be disappointed not winning national championships.
I mean, Georgia fans are like, what's going on, Kirby?
Yeah, we can't spend all this money and win a national championship. I mean, what's going on?
Michelson Laser Vision bringing you the start of our show today. Tell us about Michelson.
205-969-8100. Got the procedure done back in 2003. Was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Had the 2200 vision after the procedure, 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She will hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jim Michelson, best in the business. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Shunnarah personal injury attorneys, Shunnarah trial attorneys. When I say personal injury attorneys, you're like, well, that's what I think of with Alexander Shunnarah. Nope. He does so much more than that now. Listen, he's one of the best personal injury attorneys in the world. You know that by now. But do you know that Alexander Shunnarah also handles things like fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, employment. I mean, so much there with Alexander Shunnarah. It's why we tell you when you find yourself in any legal need, Shunnarah.com is the place you start. Shunnarah.com. That is Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. They have recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. He is a Birmingham guy. Could have built this practice anywhere. He chose to build it in his hometown of Birmingham, and he's been taking care of Birmingham for a very long time. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Coming up later on in the show, we're going to do a live drawing.
Yeah, right after
Shunnarah
Clay.
Showdown. Right after Clay?
Right after Clay,
Right.
in hour 2, we'll give away the Shunnarah Showdown winners.
That's right. Pappy, a bottle of Pappy, a $1,000 Amex gift card, $500 and $250. We'll draw that live on the show right after Clay Travis.
Yeah. Or replayed on the show if you're listening to us
That's
on
right.
replay right now on Apple and Spotify
Yes.
or on any of our platforms. We love the live viewers and listeners and the replay ones as well. Cole Best, by the way, Auburn center. We taped an interview with him. That interview will play Thursday on our show, live from Talladega. We'll be out at Talladega, and you'll get to hear Cole Best, one of the USF guys who moved in to Auburn to help turn Auburn around a little bit.
Impressive kid, by the way. I think people will enjoy the interview.
Absolutely. More on college football coming up in our next segment. But now a little NFL for you. 1994. It's the record since 1994 in the NFL that Drake Maye has to overcome. What happened to Drake Maye last year? He made it to the Super Bowl and he lost. Since 1994, no AFC quarterback has lost his Super Bowl debut and ever made it back to the Super Bowl. Drake Maye is battling a 32-ish year cycle right now, a trend, if you will. Losing your Super Bowl debut in the AFC and getting back. Now, you had Brady and Manning standing in your way a lot of time in the AFC over that time. But Drake Maye making it back to the Super Bowl is going to have to beat odds, not just this year, at any point in his career. I got the list here.
Yeah, well, the only reason I would say he's got a chance is organization. Because we have seen the Patriots there so many times. I do think, though, the common denominator was Belichick and Brady. You don't have either one of those anymore. If it was gun to head, I would say he never goes back. And I know another guy on that list is going to be Joe Burrow. Based on organization, I would say Joe Burrow is never going to go back. And you look at, I don't know where you guys would have Drake Maye and the Patriots this year. Now, we would have had them out of the playoffs last year, and they ended up representing the AFC. But I would still right now have 3, 4, maybe 5 teams in front of the Patriots.
Well, let's do those. I would have the Broncos ahead of them.
The Bills.
Still have the Bills ahead of them.
The Ravens coming off their mad on. I think the Texans, although the Patriots smoked them, the Texans' defense is so freaking good. You got an awful C.J. Stroud.
I got to see C.J. Stroud play better in the postseason.
I still feel really good about that.
I'm okay with that list so far.
I like the Chargers
I was
better.
about to say, you love the Chargers.
Yeah. Those would be my 5.
Now
and then we can start talking. I mean, Jacksonville's right there with them. Kansas City still.
Did the Chargers win a playoff game this year?
No.
Yeah.
That seems to be an issue with him. I don't know if you've noticed. That seems to be an issue with Justin Herbert.
Since 1994, AFC quarterbacks who lost their debut and never made it back in. Stan Humphries Chargers. Stan never got back there.
No, not a surprise.
Neil O'Donnell Steelers. Neil never got back there.
Not a surprise.
Again, yeah.
Drew Bledsoe never got back there as a starter.
A bit of an asterisk there.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets hurt, and obviously Tom Brady takes over, and Bledsoe's never seen again.
Yeah.
Steve McNair never got back there.
That's a bit of a surprise.
It was. Yeah, because I thought Jeff Fisher was building something special.
Yeah.
That was a team, and it wasn't flukish. I mean, it was flukish on the Music City Miracle, but that's a team, that ended up losing to the Rams in Super Bowl 34, but they had beaten the Rams earlier in the regular season. That was a really good team, and those Titans teams, they gave the Ravens a lot of trouble.
They had such a good nucleus with Eddie George and Steve McNair, Javon Kearse, and Frank Wycheck, tight end. I mean, they just had a really good core. I'm a bit surprised they never made it back.
Rich Gannon never got back there.
We had changing coaches from Gruden to Callahan, and I don't know. Gannon just seemed like he had a couple of really good years.
Yep. And then Joe Burrow and Drake Maye, you named them. They're on the clock right now. But that's a long time, 1994.
Why do I feel like? Well, Drake Maye, I feel like right now is better than most of those guys.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but he's better than Stan Humphries and Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I know he's not better than Steve McNair.
I think he'll end up being better than Rich Gannon. Or Gannon was an MVP one year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Maye was your runner-up last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's better than Joe Burrow.
No.
Who was the other one you mentioned?
Drew Bledsoe. He's not better than Drew Bledsoe.
No, Drew Bledsoe was a borderline Hall of Famer even with his injury.
I think he's got a chance to be as good as Bledsoe. I don't think he was as good as McNair.
No. He's not as good as Steve McNair.
But I see your point. He's better than some of those guys.
Yeah, he's better than some of those guys, but it just shows you how hard it is. I mean, I was asked again, it was over the weekend, somebody asked me about being a Dolphins fan.
Dan Marino's in 4 downs today.
Okay, is he?
Yeah.
Good. I like having Dan in there. But, I mean, my point was, I watched Dan Marino play in a Super Bowl, and I thought, my gosh, this will happen all the time as a Dolphins fan. I've never seen it again.
I think Bengals fans thought that, too, with Joe Burrow.
So that's a little NFL. One more NFL thing before we take our first break here and get back to college football. Draft 9 days away. There'll be a lot of things you can do on Kalshi with the NFL draft coming up and the whole football season. Jump on right now with the promo code TNR.
Legally available trading in all 50 states from our friends at Kalshi. The first thing you need to do is download that app. It will give you something to do when you're bored at work today. You can look at just all of the positions you can take, all of the different markets out there, from sports to politics to pop culture. Download Kalshi. Put in that code TNR. When you trade $10, you're going to get $10 back. It's that simple, Brown.
You could play things like the play-in games tonight, NBA play-in games, in case you didn't know, right there at Kalshi. Miami is at Charlotte. Charlotte is 6.5-point favorite at 67% right now on Kalshi. And Phoenix, Portland. Phoenix, a 2.5-point favorite. They're at 59% right now as a 2.5-point favorite. You can take positions on either one of those play-in games, and you can do it right now with a little bonus from our friends at Kalshi. Code TNR. Get you $10 on your first $10 position with our friends at Kalshi. Kalshi.com or the Kalshi app. Code TNR, $10 on your first $10 position.
1990, the biggest bust in the NFL draft since 1990. CBS Sports has that list out today. Number one, and until you move that date line up past Jamarcus Russell, it's always going to be Jamarcus Russell. And it reminds everybody, if you've never heard the story that Warren Sapp tells, Warren Sapp's career was ending with the Raiders when Jamarcus Russell was there. And Jamarcus Russell was known for not doing any film study, not doing any work, no preparation, just never seemed like he cared.
Like that purple drink.
To be an NFL quarterback. And Warren Sapp tells the story that the Raiders coaches gave young Jamarcus Russell a DVD loaded with plays and ideas to take home overnight and critique. The following day, the story goes, according to Sapp, Russell brought the DVD back and told the coaches he was on board with everything he'd watched on the tape.
Oh, no.
The coaches had given him a blank DVD to see if he'd even open it up.
Yep. The oldest trick in the book, right?
I hate lazy. I hate, some people just aren't ambitious, and that's fine. But, boy, you got to find this out. You got to do your due diligence on your number one overall pick. I will say this. I was thinking about Jamarcus last night because of this whole bust thing going on and how offended he's gotten. Is it not somewhat of a backhanded compliment that you're the biggest bust of all time?
That meant you were extremely talented?
Yeah,
That's what you're
it
saying?
really is, right? Like, if you're the biggest bust in NFL history, that means everybody saw this incredible talent that you had.
I just wonder, he could not have been a big film guy at LSU.
He didn't have to be. I remember
I
him.
know, but
it looked like a man amongst boys.
It did. No, he was a different player. There's no doubt. I saw him play at Williamson when he was playing down in Mobile. He was a man among boys then. When he played at Williamson, he was a different level. And the same was true at LSU. But you can't convince me that this guy was just a film rat, always studying film at LSU, and then he just quit doing it in the NFL. So
Saban was his coach, right?
I thought it was Miles. Didn't he play for Les Miles?
I think it was Saban.
Recruited him.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, maybe recruited him.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was both. It was both.
Both, yeah, okay. So we're both right. But when he came out, they would have been, I'm sure they talked to Saban and Miles. Saban was in the NFL at the time.
That was kind of the knock on, or is the knock right now on Kyler Murray. will it
that
change?
He just doesn't study film?
Yeah, that he just really doesn't get into it.
I don't know if you're the Raiders. Either Les Miles just bold-faced lied to you and was like, man, we can't keep this guy out of the film room, or you just ignored all of that and thought this guy is so ultra-talented that he is a can't-miss in the NFL.
But if Les Miles told you guys, and you're a general manager, hey, look, this guy put up these numbers in the film you're watching. He never watched any tape. You guys get him to watch tape, he's going to be one of the best ever.
Scare me to death.
It would scare you to death, but you probably think at that point, motivation is going to be he wants to be great.
I'm paying him a ton of money. Surely he'll watch film.
And that second contract, he's going to get a ton of money here, but like he's playing for wealth.
Not making the top 10 list at CBS Sports. Troy Williamson of the Vikings, 2005. Jason Smith, Rams, 2009.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, Baylor offensive tackle. We had a bad run of offensive tackles.
Jake Locker, Titans, not making the list.
I really thought Jake Locker was going to be a player in the NFL too. I did
not.
Who was the guy there were two guys in the draft that they were debating about, and I remember saying, boy, the Titans got the right guy in Jake Locker out of Washington.
Jamarcus Russell 1, Ryan Leaf 2. Number 3 on this list, Akili Smith, Bengals.
Another guy that probably never watched any film.
Yeah, had
third
Oregon
overall pick, 1999.
Yeah, I remember watching him in that Rose Bowl for Oregon, and you could just see the raw talent. But
4th overall on this list, 2021, third overall pick, Trey Lance.
I mean, he's been with how many teams now?
They
is it just San Francisco and Dallas? Is that it?
They see a flash,
Yeah. I mean, they still haven't given up on him, but it led to, such a strange situation where you draft this guy, he is a complete bust, and somehow you got magic with the dead last draft pick of the entire NFL draft, so much so that you're in the playoffs. Like, nobody busts at quarterback and makes the playoffs the way San Francisco did. That was the most fortunate set of circumstances you'll ever see in the NFL. And now I've got a playoff quarterback. I don't have to pay anything because he's the last pick of the draft.
Number 5 in this list, biggest bust since 1990, CBS Sports. 2021 second overall pick, Zach Wilson, another recent quarterback mistake.
Yeah, and listen, long line of Jets quarterbacks that didn't work out. Now he's just was the backup for Miami recently. And he's never going to be a starter in the NFL. And I remember watching the film at BYU. I am far from a quarterback expert, but I remember everybody fell in love with this rollout to the right, and he just throws it, on the run, roll out to the right. And I remember every time I watched it, I'm like, that pass is underthrown. That either gets knocked down or intercepted to the NFL, and everybody's going nuts over this one pass.
He was so exciting to watch. I remember the first time I really watched a full game. It was when it was a game in Provo. It was a 2:30, one of those random ABC kicks. I think our buddy Luganville was on it, but it was Keaton Slovis against Zach Wilson, and that's when I heard for the first time the Mormon Manson.
Yeah.
Or not the Mormon Manson, the Mormon Manziel.
Manziel, yeah.
And the Mormon Manziel was just all over the place.
He was. No, he was a great college player, but I just remember that Pro Day film that everybody fell in love with, and I kept watching it thinking, is that pass not underthrown? Am I crazy here?
Charles Rogers, wide receiver, Lions. Lawrence Phillips, running back, Rams, 1996.
Well, they had to ignore a lot of red flags to draft him in the first round.
I mean, if you say red flags, or he got an argument with a kid in the park, tried to run him over with his car, he drug his girlfriend down the stairs by her hair.
Yes.
I mean, if
those are your red flags, I don't know what you're doing.
Heath Schuler from Tennessee, 8th.
It was surprising that he was a bust.
Me too. Steve Atman with the Colts, a defensive end, 9th. And the 10th was Justin Blackman, Jaguars wide receiver.
Out of Oklahoma State.
Some of those guys you forget altogether.
I don't know if you guys agree. It just seems like the IQ of the quarterback is much different now. Like you had the old Jim Kelly that, he could see football, but if you were to give him A, B, C, and D and lay out different animals, I don't know if he could have gotten some of those things
Jim
right.
Kelly of the Houston Gamblers, Buffalo Bills?
Great quarterback. I'm just saying, their football IQs are much different now.
Well, that's what they said about Marino. Supposedly, Marino had a terrible Wonderlic score.
Yeah, I think Jim Kelly's was like a 14. I think Marino's was like a 14.
Well, they said, there have been rumors about what Marino's actually were, or what his score actually was, but the guy could read a defense better than anybody that was alive.
Is there a chance that if you're just a great quarterback, you just don't give an F when you go take the Wonder?
I think that is true. Yeah, they've seen me throw; they don't care.
But back to it. I mean, some of these guys that didn't like to study, it seems different. Like they're media savvy now. I mean, they just come in at a different level.
So the NFL draft 9 days away. Back to college football. Thanks to Montague68 on Reddit, we're going to start maybe awarding a Norvell Cup every year, where a coach is coming off a good, okay year and then, bottoms out. Remember Mike Norvell, 2-10. Last year it was James Franklin, 3-3 when he got fired. They didn't give him a whole lot of opportunity, by the way. I think he was like 16 and 5 over his last 21 games, and they fired him.
Yeah, they were tired of losing to those top 3-5s, so that it snowballed like Rutgers beat them at home or something like that. So
Norvell, right? Then Franklin would have been the award winner last year, fired after a 3-3 start. Who is potentially college football's big bust-out coach this year, coming off a great or good year that could hit rock bottom or at least fall way off? A few candidates we'll throw out there and why we think that's the possibility coming up on the show. That's being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them is our friends at Hoover Toyota. We got, I think I'm right about this. Is it Saturday we got Morgan Wallen?
Saturday, Morgan Wallen.
Okay, but you're not doing the Uber for that.
I will not be around, though.
Okay. Then I think also this weekend, I think this is the weekend, we got Kenny Chesney at the Floribama again.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's at the Bama?
I didn't know it either until this morning. I heard it on the radio, unless I'm mishearing. But I think Chesney's at the Floribama this weekend.
How about
that? So big concerts right here in the state of Alabama.
I think Widespread's in town, too. I think Widespread's at the amphitheater this weekend.
So if you are looking for an Uber, I don't know if you can specifically say, I would love a Toyota in my Uber ride. One day you'll be able to request LT in his Uber Toyota.
Yeah, sure will. I actually, when I get Ubers, it seems like every third or fourth one is a Toyota. The reliability, the safety, a car that's going to hold its value, the definition of a Toyota. Get NC Scott, Harold, Kim, all the fine folks there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. Conveniently located Highway 150. Their inventory second to none. The on-site finance department. They've got that red carpet program. They've been doing it for over 20 years, serving Birmingham with the best customer service and finance options. To view that inventory online, go to hoovertoyota.com.
If you are looking for a bank that is playing on your team and they've got your best interest in mind, a local bank is the way to go, and that is Central State Bank, your hometown bank. Whether you're chasing dreams or building your business, Central State Bank has the tools, the team, and the personal touch to help you win. For more than 100 years of trusted service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships, it is Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. from day one, Xerox Business Solutions. They've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team in our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Before we get back into college football, the Masters merch tent, we told you, makes $70 million plus on property there for the 7 days of Masters Week. This year, one of the hot things was the Masters gnome, which I think was selling for $60 in the merch tent.
Somebody told me it was $900. I was like, what is it? Got a bar of gold in the middle of it?
No. $60 in the Masters merch tent. Selling online, Forster found how much, Forster?
Okay, so this is for one of the original ones. I think the first year they did these was maybe 2016. Brown,
I'm not up on my master gnome, but I could believe that 2016.
So they do different ones each year?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes,
a different gnome each year. Okay.
Yeah, has this become more of a flex for people on social media? Because I saw more of these Masters bags going out than I've ever seen.
Oh, you're talking about like showing their haul?
Yeah.
It's a big flex on social media. Yeah,
it just got into your algorithm, the Masters, because you probably online betting and all that was kicking you more Masters content.
So people have done this every year?
Oh, yeah. They show their Masters haul, but it gets bigger every year.
Okay, so this particular one, this 2016 gnome, just sold for just under $29,000.
Wow.
I mean, that is
nice little $60 investment.
That's a good return on investment, yes. Of course, I had to hold it at my house for a decade.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a different one every year. I did not know that.
Yeah, so like how rare is this thing?
Well, I mean, my gosh, they sell probably as many as they can sell, I would guess, at Augusta. I mean, they probably order as many as they can to fit in the merch building there and sell them till they're gone.
So if you went to the 2016 Masters, you just go upstairs to one of your closets and you find this.
If you kept it in the package, I don't know why somebody was like, you know what, I'm going to buy this and keep it in the package.
I don't think you play with it, right?
I don't know what you do with it, to be honest with you. I mean,
I think this year's had a functional umbrella.
Oh, really?
I read something.
Oh, we got to upgrade that.
Yeah, for the rainy days when you're playing with toys. By the way, before we put the Masters to bed, Rory McIlroy invested in Whoop, the little step tracker, exercise tracker bracelet, a few years ago. When he invested, the company Whoop was that
the green thing he had on his wrist?
Yes.
Is valued at $1.2 billion. It's now valued at $10.1 billion. We don't know how much money Rory put in it, but whatever he put in it, he made a little money off.
Yeah, nice little multiplier.
Good for him.
But being an investor, he wears one of the company's wristbands while playing and allows the brand to share his data periodically. Here are some of the master highlights for you. He took 24,000 plus steps on Sunday, one round of golf, 91,000 steps during the tournament. His heart rate spiked to 135 beats per minute during his tee shot in 18. 135.
Should have hit it between heartbeats.
It dropped to 121 beats per minute during his approach shot. It fell further to 105 beats per minute during his winning putt, and then jumped back up to 150 beats per minute during the celebration. His resting heart rate is 47 to 49 beats per minute.
So it was 3 times his resting heart rate when he hit the shot on 18.
Man, I wish you could have thrown one of these on Lee Trevino when he got struck by lightning.
I know.
What do you think that's?
It blows up.
So before you show me the next graphic, Forrester, leave this one up for a second. Some of the things that Rory says he does: no caffeine after 2 p.m., the last meal at least 2 hours before bed. He takes magnesium a lot for sleep quality, blue light blocking glasses in the evening, sauna or Epsom salt bath when available, cool room temperatures when he sleeps so that he gets good recovery, right? So Whoop shows you your recovery every day. And Rory goes green, like 87% recovery after round 1, 80-something% after round 2. Take a look at his recovery for Monday after the Masters. Crashed, a 7% recovery, to which everybody online was like, did Rory tie one on Sunday night or
did
what?
He ever?
No sleep and probably a little alcohol involved, with 7% recovery from Rory McIlroy.
I remember I had that sleep number bed for a while, and I remember one time my sleep score was a 12. And I felt like Elf, like I'd gotten it was like 20 minutes of quality
that
sleep.
That basically means you just laid down in the bed. Yeah, Rory probably never went to sleep. I don't think he's playing in Hilton Head this week, so I don't think there was any reason to shut it down early and start thinking about next week's tournament.
You will not get the best of Rory McIlroy if he is playing out there.
Likely miscount.
He does look like he's in better shape.
Oh, there's no doubt he's in better shape. And it's amazing that it has become this scientific. You see, almost all those tour guys wear the hoop. And it was, obviously wise of Rory to invest in it.
Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 137 days today to week 0. Your game day tradition, Innisfree Irish Pub over in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview, of course. Don't forget, always a great nightlife atmosphere, happy hour. But the Irish-inspired pub food, so good, with the signature Irish gold sauce. Always that world-class atmosphere. Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 137 days.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah. He brings you the spotlight every single day. The Shunnarah Spotlight. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, and he's done so by focusing on just a few non-negotiables, a few things in his life that he says, these are my core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. So when you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
I really believe that Mike Norvell did a great job at Memphis. Who was before him? Justin Fuente?
Yep. Who I thought was going to be a Cam S at Virginia Tech. Did not work out.
Ryan Silverfield, I guess he met expectations there for a long, long time.
He won 10 games once, I think 11 games once.
Seemed like it was under.
Kind of in line with what they were doing.
I think Charles Huff is going to get Memphis back to contending.
If he stays there.
For that group of 5. He moves a lot. Here's Charles Huff on who he invited to come out to practice during spring practice here.
At Alabama, anytime we got a chance to intermingle with some of the SEC coaches, it wasn't, hey, hire me, can I get a job? It was just, hey, what are some things that you've experienced in your past? Obviously working with Coach Saban, Coach Fisher and him, obviously from the same area, West Virginia, coached together, coached against each other for a long time. So I had a lot of respect for what he's done, so it really helped out. Reached out to him. He's sitting at home on the farm with $75 million. I said, man, you miss ball? He said, some days. I said, why don't you come up for a day and kind of put some eyes on things? And he was more than willing, so I couldn't be more appreciative.
Jimbo Fisher just sitting on the farm, $75 million. You missed ball. Did he say yes? Nope. Some days.
Some days. I mean, not every day. He talks about it on Sirius XM a little bit. I think Charles Huff, I mean, we heard about his recruiting acumen way back in the day, but I mean, he built Marshall into a pretty solid again, and then, one successful year at Southern Miss, now on to Memphis, and this is the ultimate stepping stone job. I mean, you just talked about guys and, where they went after Memphis, so this will be a really, really good opportunity for Huff.
Yeah. I wonder, Brown, I think of jobs that could come open, and you just wonder if certain paths prevent you from getting certain jobs that could come open. Mike Norvell, we're about to give you candidates for the Norvell Cup to keep an eye on for 2026 college football. He was a Memphis guy too. If he doesn't do anything at Florida State this year and they finally move on and this guy's great at Memphis, can you go back and hire the Memphis coach again?
Boy, you would like to think you don't think of that. Like, just because one guy was good at Memphis and failed elsewhere, this guy's going to fail too. You'd like to think you don't think that way. But if all of them do, you do have to start asking the question, why do all the Memphis guys not work?
Well, I mean, somebody's doing this right now. It's Scott Frost at UCF.
What do you mean?
Like bringing him back to UCF.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was talking about Florida State hiring Charles Huff.
Oh, no. I thought you meant if Charles Huff gets hired,
if all the Memphis
go back
guys,
to Mike Norvell.
If all the Memphis guys
I could see Memphis wanting to do that,
If all the Memphis guys fell, should that impact your willingness to hire a Memphis guy? Because who has been successful leaving there?
Yeah.
You can't say no. I mean, Norvell, one good year.
It would affect me.
Would it?
Yeah, like Tulsa basketball, you had a really good track record with those guys, Bill Self, Tubby Smith, getting other jobs and having success at the next job. But if you have a track record of nobody having success, it would affect me.
I guess you have to start asking, why are they all good at Memphis? Is that just a good program on that level?
Well, I do think this will be the best resources as a head coach Charles Huff has had.
Oh, there's zero doubt about that. I mean, that was one of the reasons he left Marshall, right, is he couldn't get the support he wanted. And he took what some thought was a backward step to Southern Miss.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was a weird move from Marshall to Southern Miss.
Yeah, he just thought that they weren't giving him the support they needed. No, I think this is probably the best resources in Memphis football history, to your point.
Until Peterson got to Washington, there was sort of a stigma about Boise State coaches. When they left Boise, they really were not fantastic, right?
Dirk Cutter, Dan Hawkins.
So far, you're 0 for 2.
Yeah. Who else did we have there?
Then Peterson went and was good.
In Washington.
And then since then,
Harson's failed at Auburn. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could start saying that about Boise.
I mean, Cutter did have success as a coordinator, had a little bit of success at Arizona State. Dan Hawkins had a little bit of success at Colorado for a minute.
Jason in the chat room says Huff could be at State when they move on from Levy. It's a pretty short move from Memphis to State.
I was thinking more South Carolina. I'm sure Shane Beamer might get a little mention here in a little bit. But
it could be a guy that bottoms out. All right, so let's get to the Norvell Cup discussion brought to you today by our friends at Crane U. Crane U, man, can help you maybe change your career in 2026.
Yeah, if not, if you just want to get better, have that workplace a lot safer, our friends at Crane U can help out. When you call 855-CRANE-U, very important that you mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. Get the crane training you need today. If you're looking for a new career and need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U offer the comprehensive state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, job site safer. Classes are available monthly. 855-CRANE-U or craneu.com.
Okay, so Mike Norvell in 2024 was 2-10. Last year, James Franklin was 3-3. Poster by the name of Montague68 said, "Who has the implosion of the year this year?" So you got to have a little altitude to crash. So I'm not setting a boundary on how high you have to be and how low you have to crash. Just thinking about a pretty significant dip. LT, give me the one guy you think has had some success that dips this year and crashes out, bottoms out.
Well, look, I don't know if it's been some success at this current stop, but Luke Fickell. I mean, a guy in the college football playoff a few years ago. This one's kind of easy. You know, first year Wisconsin 7-6, and then backwards from there, 5-7 and a 4-8. And when I look at the schedule, I really believe that obviously they're going to lose in week 1 in Lambeau to Notre Dame. Then you get 2 layup wins. Then you got to go to Happy Valley to take on Penn State. Michigan State, I'll give them a win there, but I think they lose at UCLA, USC at home, and then Iowa. So I think they're going to be sitting at 3-5, and I think after week 8, I think there's a good chance he gets bounced in season. And the athletic director that brought him in is taking another post, so he's out, which, could really affect things.
That's what I was about to say. Chris McIntosh, the AD there, has moved on to the Big Ten, where he's going to be the commissioner, the assistant commissioner in charge of strategy for the Big Ten, which he gets out of Dodge
without having to fire his coach. Yeah,
and obviously he was catching some heat too, probably. And then he gets to the Big Ten office. But also, if you're hiring a strategic person at the Big Ten office,
it was a creative position. Like nobody had this position before.
So now, does that mean they're looking at things down the road to possibly?
I don't know. The only final thing I would say on it, if you keep Fickle around, just based on the landing, the last 4 games. He could win all 4 of those games, and the worst thing you want to do is all of a sudden he's 6-6 or 7-5 based on a bad month of November opponents, and you have to keep him around because they've got Rutgers at home, at Maryland, at Purdue, and Minnesota at home. 4 games, they could be favored in all those games, even if it's a bad product this year. So I think you got to be really careful, and if you want to get rid of Fickle, the best time to do it might be during the year.
Okay, Norvell Cup, people that have had some success that could be bottoming out this year. Brownie, who you got?
I got some honorable mentions. I'm going to keep those hidden behind this sheet of paper here. Brent Venables is my actual submission here.
Oh, so this is the guy.
This is the guy, and then I'm going to give you 2 honorable mentions.
So a playoff guy, and you think he can bottom out. The schedule
is difficult.
It's
difficult.
It's not as difficult as their first 2 years in the league, but still difficult.
It is still difficult. We looked at it the other day, and I think there's a really, really, really good chance he starts 2-3. He's going to beat UTEP up there. I think we'll lose at Michigan, beat New Mexico, lose at Georgia, lose to Texas, and all of a sudden you're 2-3 coming off a playoff. You know you're not in the playoff again, and you've still got to play Kentucky at home, at State, South Carolina at home, at Florida, and then you finish Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and at Missouri. It's not a super easy finish either. So
you think I don't think he could get fired in season.
I don't know, Lance. I
mean, coming off 10 wins, hosting a home playoff game last year.
If I'm 2-3 and then I screw around and lose at State, which is not crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you lost some of those games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep in mind now, State last year.
But then you
took
start
Texas and Tennessee to overtime in Starkville, so it wouldn't be crazy to say they go lose at Davis Wade Stadium.
But then you start flirting with not even getting bowl eligible.
That's right.
Yeah, and there's
my point.
That's what becomes a problem.
Now, honorable mention, based on Lance's reaction to Brent Venables, he's going to love one of these. I am just saying, if the bottom started to fall out.
Well, I did the exercise wrong because Fickle's had success at Cincinnati, really hasn't at Wisconsin, so I was a little confused, but I get your point now.
Lincoln Riley.
And
I'm expecting a lot from Lincoln this year.
Yeah.
So if he
now,
does,
keep in mind,
if he does end up at 7-5 or 6-6, then we got a problem.
Keep in mind now, this is Mike Norvell, who did not get fired. So I'm not saying these guys get fired, but I'm saying bottom out.
That's right.
Here's the last one. Kalani Sitake, BYU.
Yeah,
thought about him.
Did you?
Wow.
Interesting.
But they got a quarterback back. That's what kept me.
A lot of
Bogmeyer wasn't back.
And by the way, how tied were his hands last year having to start a true freshman quarterback based on the fact that code of conduct, former quarterback breaks that, so they throw him off the team.
They had a quarterback wearing number 47.
Yeah, so I think Sitake I think they absolutely love him. He's a BYU guy.
I'm not saying they fire him, but I am saying an implosion, a bottom out, where did this come from? Again, they've got to play Notre Dame out of conference. They're at TCU. We talked about that as a Friday night game. They're at Utah. I mean, that Big 12's wide open.
It's a bold list.
Thank you. I like being bold.
My bronze medalist is a guy I love. I love his style. Love the way he does interviews. Brent Key.
I almost put him
at Georgia Tech because they've been so good. Colorado to start with. They should win that one, though. Everybody's saying that Deion's team is going to be different this year, those that are closer to the program. But you got Tennessee in week 2, losable game. Stanford is improving, and it's on the road. Duke at home. Duke isn't good. Virginia Tech on the road. I think Tech's good, so that's 2 losses. At Pitt, tricky game. I'll give you that win. Then Louisville loss. At Clemson loss. Georgia loss. I've got them 7-5, 6-6, 5-7.
But I don't think Tech's got them. I mean, they're still paying Jeff Collins.
No, that's not being fired.
Okay.
This is just they bottom out this year after success.
And then next year he's
definitely
okay. I can see that. Yeah, because I do think the schedule is really difficult for Brent Key.
My silver medalist. Do you have something else?
No. Go ahead.
My silver medalist, not my number one choice, is Kyle Whittingham at Michigan. And I know everyone loves him. It's a new place, no guarantee of success. Oklahoma in week 2 play that differently than the way you played it with Venables. Say they lose that game. Iowa, Minnesota, who you're high on, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if
they're better.
I think Fleck does a better job than a lot of people believe.
But it's at Minnesota.
Yep.
Home to Penn State, home to Indiana, at Oregon, and then Ohio State on the road at the end. Those are 7 losable games for Kyle Whittingham.
I don't disagree with you. All those games are losable. I wouldn't argue with you on that.
That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, it is a tough schedule.
Oklahoma, Iowa, at Minnesota, Penn State, Indiana, at Oregon, Ohio State. That's 7 losable games for Kyle Whittingham. That's my silver medalist.
Yeah, he's got to take care of business at home. Because, man, at Oregon, at Ohio State.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and then you've got Indiana and Iowa at home and Penn State.
There are landmines all over that schedule.
That's a tough schedule.
You're not wrong about that.
Yeah. I don't know when we're getting back to our, what is it called again, our schedule. Well, you did the most difficult schedule yesterday.
Yeah.
The chairman.
The chairman, yeah.
Did you put that one in there?
That's a tough one.
I mean, if this is Ole Miss or somebody not named Michigan, yeah, that seems like that's going to be really difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
Like if Michigan got to a college football playoff, that would be unbelievable based on that schedule.
That's why Kyle Whittingham is a placeholder to me.
Okay.
I think he's
You've been consistent with that.
He is a one-year guy. I think he's a one-year guy there. So they could do a full year search to find their next coach after they could not get Kalen DeBoer the first go around. My number one guy is Josh Heupel at Tennessee. I'm tremendously concerned about their quarterback situation at Tennessee.
Oddly, Volfan 2053, a Tennessee fan in the chat, says, I'll say it, Josh Heupel. He's got a win total of 6.5. If he's around that number, there's a lot of chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were in the college football playoff 2 years ago. Your best team was in 2021. So, I mean, I kind of get it if I'm a Tennessee fan. Like, we're supposed to build on big years, and instead it's just kind of like they're hovering in mediocrity.
Georgia Tech and Atlanta. So I got 2 guys there. You swing that around. Texas, Auburn, tricky game. You can't lose that one, right? Alabama, at South Carolina, a lot of talent there. And then you end with at Texas A&M, home to LSU, at Vandy.
That's a tough finish.
I didn't know the win total was 6.5. I thought maybe it was 7.5. You put it at 6.5.
Well, there's for sure 4 games they're underdogs in, and then you start to play around with at South Carolina, at Vandy. I think you find a loss there, so I think they're probably 7-5. And if I'm a Tennessee fan, 7-5 is not good enough where we are right now.
The graph is doing this now. It's going down.
Yeah, because last year you were 8-5.
Yeah, so those are my 3. Brent Key, who I love, Kyle Whittingham, who I thought was a placeholder, and Josh Heupel, who I think does a really good job. He's just in a quarterback mess all of a sudden. And maybe they get quarterback right with their freshman or one of these other guys, and they can get there and run the ball and play great defense or whatever. I mean, Tennessee's going to have two DBs drafted on a week from Thursday. So they've got some defensive talent that's rolled through there. That's the interesting list there. So no duplication there. Fickle and Riley.
Venables and
Sataki.
Yeah, and I would have put one of my honorable mentions because, again, I was a little confused, having success at that program. I would go Shane Beamer at South Carolina because – last year was a disaster, 1-7 in conference, but a couple of years ago he was 9 wins.
Yeah.
He had the
first team out. Some thought.
What was it? The most wins in the outside of Spurrier in the first 3 years of the program, or something.
That's right.
But now you've got swing game early with Mississippi State. You got to go to Tuscaloosa, to Florida, to Oklahoma, A&M at home. You got Georgia on the schedule. You got to go to Clemson. I mean, for him to get bowl eligible is going to be difficult. I think it's a good chance Shane Beamer loses his job this year.
Clay Travis on the other side. The show today being brought to you by LancesLock.com. LancesLock.com, presented by Hemphill.
We are back on the NBA tonight. I swore it off a couple of weeks ago, but the play-in game tonight, we've got 2 play-in games. We've got one side there. We've got Major League Baseball. Jump on and win with us. Free play every single day at LancesLock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Trusted name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
And let's go racing, boy. Talladega, man, later this month, April 24th through the 26th, Friday through Sunday. We're over at the world's fastest speedway, Talladega, for the all-stars of NASCAR. All the big names are always excited to get to this track. Chase Elliott to Logano to pick a Bush. I mean, you go over there, you're going to enjoy Talladega. And you can buy your tickets for the April 26th Jack Links 500 right now. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA. And don't forget to enhance your garage experience with a ticket to get in to the garage area. The most immersive garage experience in NASCAR. Access to the NASCAR Cup Series Garage Bay viewing area. You get the pre-race ceremonies and the Mobile One Victory Lane. It's all right there with a garage ticket at the Jack Links 500. Buy your tickets now. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this superspeedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
I'd love to hear what Clay Travis thinks about Josh Heupel and the potential of him winning the Norvell Cup this year. After I remind you, our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, there to help you out, guys. They've been doing it for 70 years with the compassionate care to take care of all your health needs as you move from your 20s to your 30s, 30s to 40s, prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between, including those great testosterone treatments. It's all right there for you. Get more details and schedule an appointment today, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com.
Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. At Clay Travis on social media with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Clay? How are you today?
I'm excellent. How are y'all?
Doing well. Jim mentioned Josh Heupel because we were just doing an exercise, the Norvell Cup, a guy that's had success but bottoms out this year. And a Tennessee fan, in addition to Dunaway, a Tennessee fan actually submitted Heupel. He said, I'll say it myself as a Tennessee fan, Heupel could be a Norvell Cup winner. Would that surprise you? I mean, basically the idea would be you've had success, but it just kind of bottoms out this year.
Yeah, I mean, what does bottoms out mean? Like 2-10, 3-9, 4-8?
I don't think you ever get that bad. But you're talking about
5-7, 6-6.
Yeah, but that win total is 6.5. Somebody just brought it up, one of our listeners, Clay. And when you look at the schedule, 7-5, 6-6 is very in play.
Well, I think because they did not get Joey Aguilar back, it's going to be a young quarterback. So I know we just don't have young quarterbacks play very often now because everybody goes out and gets a junior or a senior. And by and large, unless you're, Bryce Young and you come into the league and you're just, immediately a star, there aren't very many of those, right? And so if Tennessee did not play well, it almost did not have a good result season. It almost assuredly would be because they're either starting a true freshman quarterback in Faison Brandon, or they're basically starting a redshirt freshman. I think he might technically be a redshirt sophomore. You guys can look it up. George McIntyre, who's barely been on campus either. So those are the two guys. So Tennessee is going to, I think, certainly have some growing pains. Now, both of those guys were 5-star caliber quarterback recruits, right? Everybody in the country wanted these guys. I think what will likely happen because of the world we live in, one of these guys will grab control of the starting job, and the other one, unfortunately, will probably transfer by, December. So I think that's really where we are. You very rarely have guys sit anymore if they are high-level playmakers. And so if Tennessee were to go 6-6, 5-7, 7-5, as you guys just said, there may be some grace given because I think by the time you get into October and November, whichever of these quarterbacks has emerged and taken the job is probably going to look really good. Now, both of them look like they're awful. That is obviously not a good position to be in, but I kind of feel like Tennessee's in a little bit of a rebuild at the quarterback position. Having said that, they have elite talent at wide receiver, maybe the best that they have had in 10 or 15 years. And so that's going to make the job a lot easier. They have a great running back who was going to go for, nowadays everybody has a stable, so you don't run for as many as you would have in the past. Offensive line, I think, is going to be pretty solid, and defense should be very stout. So, look, 9 SEC games, you can lose a lot of close ones. Unlike in basketball, where we certainly see this happen all the time, where you can sort of allow your team to round into shape, and all you have to worry about is how you're playing in March. You don't really have that option, obviously, in football. So Tennessee could be a really good, by the end of the year, 7-5 team, and have what used to be kind of a common year. If you guys remember this for a long time, you'd talk about how a young team finished the season and how a young quarterback looked, and fans would actually be super excited for the spring ball and for the start of the next year. You don't really have that anymore, but I kind of think that's where Tennessee is, with the one question mark they have is the one place you don't want a question mark, but it is super young talent at quarterback.
So I like Heupel, but I mean, the fact of the matter is 2021 was probably his best year, and obviously go to the college football playoff in 2024. But where are you though on Heupel overall? Like, will Heupel, does a guy like Pete Golding in year one, like if you started the clock right now, will Pete Golding outlast Josh Heupel at Tennessee?
Well, so I mean, I think you go back. What happened in 2021 that hasn't happened since? Josh Heupel had a 2-year starting quarterback. I mean, think about how crazy that is. And again, I know we're in this world where everybody goes and gets constant, 1-year guys, everything else. Hendon Hooker in 2021 was in his second year starting at quarterback for Tennessee. Every quarterback since Hendon Hooker has been a 1-year guy. And so that has created, I think, challenges in the offense. Now, I also think, based on how successful Tennessee's offense was in 2021, if you watch the way people play Tennessee now, they basically play so deep that they try to take away any deep shot at all, right? For Alabama fans who remember that game, I believe it was 5 touchdown passes that Jalen Hyatt caught in that game, and he just toasted Alabama deep all day long. And so other than Georgia, who has, under Kirby Smart, sometimes been cocky and said, hey, we're playing man-to-man, that's kind of what we do a lot, most of the SEC teams have decided that they're going to, kind of take away the deep ball. And so Josh Heupel's kind of had to adjust. In fact, that team that you mentioned that went to the playoff was actually great on defense. They weren't that good on offense. That was the 1 year Nico played. They made occasional plays, but he missed a lot of throws. It was the defense that carried that team. So I would say one thing that Heupel has done is he's kind of grown into being able to have a pretty deep team across the board. I think he's in pretty good shape. I do. But again, I come back to, if both of these quarterbacks stunk, then Tennessee would go pay $4 million a year in the offseason and go find a guy who's not going to stink. And so I think Heupel's in fairly solid shape.
It is interesting you said $4 million because LaNorris Sellers tells the story that he got offered $8 million this offseason to transfer and play quarterback. And his dad told him, you're 19 years old. You don't need $8 million. Stay where you are. I don't always trust these numbers, Clay. Your sourcing is always really good. Tell me, do you think Tennessee or LSU or Texas? Not Texas. I don't
think anybody offered $8 million.
Okay.
They might have said, hey, we'll give you, what does he have, 2 years left? They might have said, we'll give you $8 million, $4 million a year for the next 2 years, knowing that he was potentially going to leave, right? I think he's only a redshirt. Am I right that he's a redshirt sophomore?
He does have 2 years of eligibility left.
Yeah. So my bet would be somebody might have said, hey, we'll give you $8 million for the next 2 years. Here's what I would say. I love the dad. And I don't love the dad because he said, hey, you don't need $8 million. I love the dad because I think if you have a son like LaNorris Sellers, he is potentially going to be the overall number 1 pick in the NFL draft one day. He could be, right? I mean, anybody who has watched him play says, look, he is really, really talented. I would want him to be, and look, if your argument is he's not the best place to develop for him, then I think that's more important than what the dollars are. because, and I've said this for a bunch of times, but I think it's so important. If you turn into a good NFL quarterback, you are going to make $1 billion, not $1 million, $1 billion. As you know, it's important to keep in mind horizons and goals and everything else. Like Diego Pavia, yeah, he should make his $2 million or whatever the heck Vanderbilt paid him, because the odds of him ever being, a star quarterback in the NFL, I think, are low. But, for a guy like LaNorris Sellers, who's 6'5", has a rocket for an arm, makes plays that when you watch him, sometimes you think there's not very many people who could do that. He's got NFL first-round talent. If you got NFL first-round talent, you've got a decent chance to become a truly elite quarterback at the next level. He reminds me a little bit, if you said, who does LaNorris Sellers remind you of? Josh Allen. You remember Josh Allen came into the Bills, and what was the knock on him coming out of Wyoming? He has no accuracy, right? Like they said, hey, the guy he's got a cannon. He's super athletic. He can move in the pocket. He can run, but he just is not accurate. And then the Bills, to their credit, said, hey, we'll work with him. We think we can fix it. And they did. And that would be, kind of, if I were making an analogy of somebody that he could be at a high level, it would be Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is going to become a billionaire playing football in the NFL. And so whatever money Josh Allen would have made in college, unless it made him more likely to become a billionaire, is a poor decision. And I think so few of these young quarterbacks, I talked about this with Nico, whatever you want to say about Josh Heupel, he's pretty good with quarterbacks. And I think you saw when Nico transferred to UCLA, he ended up taking less money for a worse situation. I don't know about y'all, but, making career decisions where you make less money and have a worse job is not a way to get ahead in life.
It's generally a bad idea. Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. If we had a athlete, Tiger never hit $1 billion. We've
Michael Woods is 100% a billionaire. Michael Jordan is a billionaire.
No. I know. I meant during their actual career, which I guess Tiger technically is still in his career. Jordan was post-career. I'm just saying based on their career.
Yeah, LeBron is a billionaire.
LeBron's a billionaire.
Okay, LeBron's hit $1 billion.
That's what reports are. I mean, obviously, and again, a lot of this it's hard to know exactly what they're making in endorsement dollars, right? We see whatever the salary cap number is and all those things, but really, it's Peyton Manning, I would say, is certainly a billionaire. But again, a lot of that is coming from off the field earnings. I don't know what Patrick Mahomes' official income on the field is, probably $50 million. I bet he makes another 25 or 30 in off the field earnings. Now, this is getting into the weeds for those of us who are having to pay taxes at a high level here, given the fact that tax week is this week. It's hard to become a billionaire paying 40% interest, 40% tax, I mean. So that gets into its challenging sort of universe. But yeah, I think if you look at some of these contracts, I mean, when you're talking about NFL quarterbacks are going to soon be making 60 or 70 million a year, and then you add in another 25 or 30 million in endorsements, you're talking about these guys making $100 million a year. And given the fact you can play quarterback in the NFL for 15 years or so, if you are fortunate enough to stay healthy, I mean, truly billionaires.
I love the fact you're still acting like you're a common man paying 40% taxes. Come on, man. Come on. I know you've moved out of that bracket.
No, I still work for my money.
I think Dunaway's saying, "How are you not over 40? You got to be more than 40%."
No. He's a 1%er, man. He's up there with the tax rates going down, man.
That's what I thought Dunaway was saying. Yeah, the really rich guys, because they make all their money on capital gains, they're only paying like 20%.
Yeah.
I still got to work. So now I do live, thankfully, in a state with no income tax, and that's one reason I'm never leaving. So at least I'm limited at 40%. But I mean, the way to think about this, when tax day is what? What are we, like a couple days away?
Tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So I work until June almost every year for the federal government.
That's true. That's a good point.
So one person that is currently not working, Diana Rossini, this story is berserk. And the reason I bring it up, Clay, I know you and I discussed it a little bit last week. But it's taken this turn where, you know, you get people that used to dig on people's Twitter. I guess they still do, Fernando Mendoza. But now we're digging on her old interviews. And I'm sure you've seen some of these clips, and her husband's just got to feel like the most worthless. Like, she definitely settled the way she talks about him. But for all these old clips to be dug up, I mean, is this going to be something new that we see with any controversial figure? Are we going to go back and dig all the digital interviews they did from the past up and replay those things?
Yeah, because I think there is a perverse desire to see that stuff. I mean, the reason people dig it up is it goes viral. People remember things vaguely, and then they're actually pretty searchable on Twitter. I mean, I think my take on this, and I know Mike Vrabel a little bit decently. I mean, in that obviously he was here in Nashville, and I got to know him a little bit. I don't know Diana Rossini at all, but as soon as I saw these pictures, I was like, if you interlock fingers with a member of the opposite sex, that is a tough thing to explain. A hug, being in a bathing suit at the pool, a little bit tough, side by side at an adult resort. That's a little bit challenging. But the interlocked fingers is that is to me a telltale sign of more than friends, right? I certainly have never interlocked fingers with a man in my life, and I can't think of interlocking fingers, if you saw those photos, with another woman since I got married in public. That would be a tough one to explain. So I don't know. She's still suspended. I imagine where this story's going to go. You guys tell me if you think I'm wrong. Is if something happens to her, the usual suspects who are obsessed with identity politics are going to come out and they're going to say, why is the woman getting all the blame and the man? And the answer is
I did that yesterday.
Yeah,
I did that yesterday.
Dunaway's always on that side, though.
I did that yesterday.
Why? So the answer is because Mike Vrabel is not going to change whether he's trying to win a football game based on who he's sleeping with. I guess unless he was gay and he was sleeping with the backup quarterback, then you could argue, maybe he's not doing what's in the best interest of his team.
Well, not to challenge you. I mean, I know that rarely happens on your show. But,
wow.
He could be giving out insider information in bed with somebody else that could hurt my organization. If I'm the owner or president, there's a way if he could be hurting the New England Patriots by giving away information. I know he's not the president of the United States or a congressman or a general or a business guy, but he could be giving out information. Well, he could give injury information going into a weekend that could cause harm to millions of people who gamble on games. He could, information.
Here's who we're drafting.
It doesn't change. Like, he's not going to try to make his team less likely to win.
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, no.
But that's,
Right. I don't think, I think that's a stretch.
Well, she's not going to write crappier articles by giving out information.
Again, that comes back to her. She can't do her job with this relationship. It is impossible. He can sleep theoretically with anybody. Yes, in theory, I guess there could be like, he let something, slip that is harmful to the Patriots. I think that's a really, really low likelihood. These guys are obsessed with winning, and so he's going to do whatever he can to win. So, but she can't do her job. She legitimately can't do her job if she's sleeping with an NFL head coach.
Right. The way I put it with Dunaway yesterday is there is a potential conflict of interest with Vrabel, no doubt, a potential one. There is a no doubt conflict of interest with the Rossini.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a no-doubter.
But I think we're asinine if we sit here and we don't think that men, take the physical aspect of it out, men who have friendships with influential people report on them differently. I mean,
100%.
But it usually works to their benefit, right?
It works to the benefit of the people that are friends with journalists.
No. I actually think Vrabel, if he's sleeping with an NFL reporter, let's leave her out of the side of it or whatever, he's going to get more favorable media coverage than he would if he didn't have any relationship with him at all, which is why I think the most interesting part of this
until he doesn't
story,
return the phone call or doesn't show up at Sedona, then it goes in the wrong direction.
I think the more interesting question here is somebody set them up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I think,
No
I'm
doubt.
believing the theory.
No doubt.
There was a PI for sure.
Professional photos.
Yeah.
Those weren't on the cell phone.
Like some people are saying, oh, it's one of the spouses. I don't buy that because, look, I mean, I hope I never have to go through it, but I've had people go through it. Like in no-fault divorce, it does. I mean, that's why it's called no-fault divorce, and I actually don't think that makes sense. I think if you're the reason somebody breaks up, like there should be more consequence to you than the party that's completely innocent, right? But I don't think that, like, when you throw that grenade, you are blowing yourself up, you're blowing your family up, you're blowing. Like, I don't think this is a spouse situation. So to me, the most likely culprit here is another NFL team, which goes to Dunaway's point that they're actually angry about the fact that there's too much pro-Pat's favorability, they think, in this relationship, because they wouldn't blow it up if they thought it was a negative for the Patriots. The reason why they would blow it up is because they think that there is, based on the relationship, a slanted nature of the coverage, right? If you thought somebody was just destroying your rival, you're not going to blow them up. I mean, right? This is an NFL team to me, or, somebody who doesn't like Kraft, or maybe it's not an NFL team. Maybe it's just somebody who doesn't like some of the guys involved in running the Patriots. But this feels like a setup to me.
Yeah, 100%.
Somebody caught them and set it up.
Yeah. I mean, how do you even know where they are? I mean, who knows?
That's right.
Who knows
and
that
then
Mike
this is like,
Vrabel is at this place?
And then they sold it. But the reports are, I think, from the front office sports that somebody asked for 4 figures.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
for $9,000 picture.
Yeah.
Hey, but the big question, Clay, will she ever work again? I mean, it's really a sad story. Like, I know all this is self-inflicted, but Vrabel's going to coach for a long time, and even if he was to get fired over something like this, he would get another job. I mean, is it going to be impossible for her to, moving forward, be a credible reporter in the NFL?
I think she would have to look. We'll see what they investigate and what they determine. If they determine that somehow she was involved in an inappropriate relationship, they will fire her, and then I don't think she'll ever be able to report on the NFL again. And I don't know if she has the opinion chops. Like, look, there's tons of podcasts out there. Is she interesting enough just giving her opinion as opposed to reporting news, right? Like, let's take it out of her world, right? Adam Schefter breaks a ton of NFL news. Is Adam Schefter entertaining enough if he never broke an NFL story that you would want to care about his opinion in sports media?
No.
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but that's the only the news breaking component of her career is over if they determine this relationship was going on. And so she would then have to go into a straight opinion role. And we would just have to see. I mean, how long do people have memories? And then I think it just ultimately comes back to how talented is she, right? Like, one of my favorite lessons in life that I think it's important for everybody to keep in mind is, so long as your talent exceeds your problems, you'll always be employed, right? So what is her talent in the opinion space? If it's good, eventually people will just be like, she can sleep with whoever she wants. That's between her and, her family and everything else. If she's really entertaining. I mean, there are a lot of people out there with a lot of scandals in their background that have had long media careers because Hollywood is full of them because they're super talented at what they do. So ultimately, her work product will have to change if this is found to be inappropriate, and we'll find out whether she's entertaining talking about sports from an opinion perspective when she doesn't have news that she can break.
All right, he is Clay Travis, founder of Outkick. At Clay Travis on social media. Thank you for the time, Clay. Have a wonderful week.
All right, see y'all.
All right, buddy. Clay with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
We went a little deep there. We'll give away our Shunnarah Showdown winners coming up in the next segment. This part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Odie's, where trivia runs around again tomorrow night.
tomorrow night trivia, Brown. Me and you, right?
That is correct. We'll be there, Lance.
I think our man Will Haver is out
Will
tomorrow
Haver
night.
is unfortunately on the road,
but
opening
we'll be
a
up
new
there.
store somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere up the eastern coast probably. But come out and see us. We'll be at the original location in Crestline. Get there early. Enjoy the food from Rodney Davis. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like that Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
Birmingham, you can pack protective for the Stallions' return to Birmingham this weekend. The home opener is 3 o'clock on Saturday. You can be one of the first 5,000 fans and get a free Stallions t-shirt. Also, Gucci Mane performing at the half. Tickets start at just $15. Bring the entire family. Tickets at UFLstallions.com. That's UFLstallions.com.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
We're about to do the Shunnarah Showdown giveaway back to basketball, but I got some basketball notes to give you here before we get to that, and they're brought to you today by our friends at Way to Wellness. Because I stopped by and saw Leslie and the team yesterday. A lot of new faces down there. Her business continues to grow. You can be part of it if you are looking to jumpstart your weight loss. All you have to do is go to the website right here at planforme.com. Planforme.com, and you'll find a lot of ways that they can help you lose weight. And the best thing is you get a free no-cost evaluation if you go to that website and talk about us at the next round. No contracts, no sign-up fee, and the first consultation is free at planforme.com. Jumpstart your weight loss, control your cholesterol with your diet, and a bunch of other stuff. That includes injection therapy, meal replacements, and a lot of stuff. Get it all right there at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Auburn's working to rebuild their roster on 3 Sports, hinting that Auburn is in the mix. For Arizona forward Dwayne Aristode, he was a 3.1 rebound guy, but he's a former 4-star recruit. He just didn't get a lot of playing time on this Arizona team last year. He played about 7 minutes a game when they got down to crunch time. When he was in the game, he was a 46% three-point shooting forward, and he's got a big upside. He went into the portal and put a do not contact tag on himself, which usually means I've already got my destination in place. And a lot of people believe that's Auburn, Alabama, for Dwayne Aristode. Aristode.
As you say, he didn't get a ton of playing time, but also that is one talented roster. So playing time was hard to come by if you were on that Arizona team. And interesting get.
Missouri picked up former Tennessee forward, 6'8", 265, Jalen Carey. He is a 7.6 rebound guy. A lot of beef in the paint from Missouri. Field of 68 reporting that Jaron Stevenson, one-time Alabama player, who went back to his hometown of Chapel Hill, is coming back with Michael Malone at North Carolina. He's going to stay on that team at UNC. He was 8-4 last year, 8 points, 4 rebounds. And Mo Diabate in the portal again after Kentucky. The 6'7" guy looks like he's going to go home to Queens and play with St. John's, according to On 3 Sports.
Interesting.
We'll see if any of that pans out over the next few hours or days in the basketball portal. That basketball update brought to you by our friends at One Man in the Toolbox, and we're about to give away some winnings.
Yeah, hey, One Man in the Toolbox. If you got any kind of odd jobs around the house, I've had them out to not only do some painting, install ceiling fans. They can hang TVs. They can do a lot of different things. One Man in the Toolbox, performing handyman services for homes and commercial properties in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, surrounding areas. They do the regular repairs and maintenance. They also small project renovations and updates. They have multiple technicians with different skill sets so they can tackle almost any item in your home or business. Call for the free estimate, 205-823-2111. When you talk to Jessica, tell her the next round sent you. You're going to get a discount for the first hour of service. Very important. You mentioned the next round. They will take care of you there. For more information, onemanandatoolbox.com.
All right. Do you guys want to go fourth to first? Let's go fourth
to first.
Build it up. Yep. We'll go fourth to first. There were a total of 607 qualifiers. Yeah, a ton of entries, but 607 qualifiers. I didn't count, but I'll tell you the 2 biggest cleanouts on this deal were Arkansas, because they failed you twice. We gave you Arkansas minus 11.5 against High Point, Arkansas plus 7.5 against Arizona. They didn't hit either one of those. So Arkansas cleaned out a big number of you. I think the single biggest game cleanout, I wish I had counted, and maybe one day I can, but the single biggest game cleanout was Georgia-St. Louis. We had a ton of Georgia entries, laying 2.5 against St. Louis, and Georgia got run out of the gym. They shouldn't have to stay up late.
That was an embarrassing loss.
Yeah, it was terrible. But after all those entries, after cleaning everybody out, 607 of you got some games against the point spread. So, Jimmy D, if you will open your random number generator and give me a number between 1 and 607.
Can Forrester
508
get a shot of this? No, this isn't. No,
oh, okay. Yet. That's a practice? Okay.
You ready,
yeah,
Brownie?
Forster's got a shot. Yep. Give me the shot. Give me the number. This is for fourth place, 412. 412 in fourth place. Now, this is going to get you a $250 Amex gift card.
Wow, $250
just for finishing fourth.
Pretty strong.
That's a good gift from our guy Alexander Shunnarah. That is going to be Phil Abston, Abston. Phil Abston had Tennessee plus 3.5 against Iowa State, so that was his winning.
Good call.
There.
Good play.
Good play for him.
If we didn't have all the information, that sounded like a made up name.
Phil Abston?
Phil Abston.
No, if I'm going to go makeup, it's going to be Tommy Jones.
Phil Connors.
Going to make sure Ryan Brown doesn't get that $250 gift card.
All right,
Who's
Jimmy D,
next?
give me third place. Third place. We're going to go $375.
By the way, this is for $500.
$500 gift card.
Wow.
$375. Tyler Fortenberry.
Oh, Tyler Fortenberry. I've
You
seen
know
him
Tyler?
on social media before.
All right. Does he like you or dislike you?
Oh, I don't know.
375.
Just
He
seen
too.
that name.
He too had Tennessee plus 3.5. Tennessee plus 3.5 is that's a sweet spot for people. All right, Jimmy D, give me second place.
We've got lower numbers in here. Hopefully one of them will show up this time. We've been high.
Okay, here we go. 229.
229.
Now, this is when it gets tricky because you got to make a decision. Do you want the $1,000 or do you want the bottle of Pappy?
No, that's
they
first
don't-
place.
yeah,
they get the one left over.
They're
right?
going to get the leftover one here.
Okay, so what is this card? Is it $750?
This is
Second place.
This is second place. They either get the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So no, but they've got to pick.
They don't.
Oh,
The
they
first
don't.
place.
Yeah,
guy
you're
does.
right, you're right, you're right.
229. That's going to be Matt Ennis.
And he's going to get either.
Either $1,000 or a bottle of Pappy. I suppose if he just wanted $500, he could pass the bottle of Pappy down. That's probably a bad financial decision on Matt's part. Listen, there was one team that covered every single time they were in this because they cover every single tournament game they play, and that's UConn. Matt had UConn plus 1.5 against Illinois, and that was winner chicken dinner for him. So congrats, Matt. You are second place. Now this is for first place, bottle of Pappy or $1,000 gift card from Amex and our guy Alexander Shunnarah.
We usually do this behind the scenes. Do you guys like doing it live like this?
Sure, I love
Okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
it's a drama.
Here's the winner. Do I hear drum rolls in the distance? Here we go. 538.
Got to go all the way back to the bottom.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. It was a random number generator. You had nothing to do with it except hold the phone. 538 is going to be Aaron McClendon. Congrats, Aaron McClendon. You are a proud owner of a bottle of Pappy from Alexander Shunnarah's Reserve or a $1,000 Amex gift card. You also had St. Louis plus 2.5. So you were the opposite of the Georgia game that cleaned out most of the pool, it seemed. So there you go. Congrats. You will be getting some communication from us, and we'll get all that sorted out on who walks away with what.
Speaking of communications, Alabama wide receiver Noah Rogers is going to be out a lengthy period of time after his injury in Alabama's A-Day game. Kalen DeBoer tells Mike Rodak that it will bleed into the season. The saying "bleed in" means leak in, delayed into the start of the season. That quote from Kalen DeBoer: left leg injury, came back out on the field in a leg brace at the A-Day. 6'4" receiver from NC State, who, according to everyone, was making impact plays in games, one-on-one drills, scrimmages. I don't know how deep into the season it'll go, but they're counting on him later in the year, according to Kalen DeBoer.
You know, when we talked about 1 through 3 possibly out there on offense, when you talk about Ryan Williams and you talk about Lottie Brooks, and then you talk about oh my God! What did we talk about yesterday? The freshman, the big kid,
Sindarian Morgan.
Yeah, Sindarian Morgan.
Yeah,
those are the 3 we talked about. But this is a kid that comes in from NC State that's already got experience. He's got 68 grabs over the last couple of years. He's got that big frame where you can really utilize him in the red zone. This is really unfortunate for Noah Rogers.
Yeah, it's terrible, and it is. Kalen DeBoer refused to get into speculating about when he could possibly be available in season, but did not rule out that he could be available in season. So I guess that's a positive. I mean, because we are mid-April right now, and I know everyone knows they start late August. So,
but if it's Ryan Williams, it's one thing because when he comes back in, let's say that he does miss a couple of games, that he's going to be a factor, and you've got him right there in that rotation. Like, this is a kid still trying to prove where he's going to be on the field.
That's right. And we just, to your point, we had already just assumed it's going to be Lottie Brooks, Ced Morgan, and Ryan Coleman-Williams. That's not saying we were right about that. Noah Rogers could have competed, but I think that shows you the level of competition. And now he's going to miss all of that in the summer. And when he does come back, what is his availability like? I don't know. It's very, very unfortunate for a kid that transferred in and seemed to have a path to some good playing time in Tuscaloosa.
Brooks's big, beautiful graphic of the day from yesterday involved a very interesting fact at Next Round Live on our social media account involving former SEC member Tulane, the Green Wave, to where Brooks points out that Tulane's 3 SEC championships are actually more than currently half of the SEC members. They left the conference in 1965, so if I can get Brooks' microphone. Tulane won 3 SEC football championships, and Brooks, you found out just by doing the research there that Tulane has more SEC championships than so many of the current SEC members.
Over half of them currently.
Give me some of the teams.
Well, so real quick, though, why did Tulane leave? Were they kicked out? I mean, with that kind of success, with that market?
Was financial reasons, if I remember correctly. They were unhappy about something.
They were also not, I did find this out after looking up some of the largest margins of defeat in SEC history on a graphic I did last week. They were not very competitive in the SEC at that point in the 60s, so I don't know if that had anything to do with
So basically they said, let's go to somewhere where we can win more. And
I think
now,
they went independent for a while.
Yeah, and now,
same as Georgia Tech.
60 years later, they're like, boy, that paycheck sure would be nice.
Look, not only did they have the 3 SEC championships, they've got something a lot of the league doesn't have either. It's a college football playoff appearance.
That's
they
true.
had it last year.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, but OU and Texas, obviously, Texas has had a chance. I did find this out through some people commenting, too. The SEC has only ever been won by charter members. No team that has ever joined the conference has ever won it. That includes Arkansas, South Carolina, A&M, Missouri. Now, they've had 6 chances at it.
Texas most recently.
Yeah, Texas, South Carolina's made an appearance. Missouri's been in it twice. Arkansas's been in it twice. That's excludes all the teams that have joined it. Mississippi State only has 1 SEC championship. They have more than Kentucky.
Tulane left in 1966. They announced in 64 they were leaving. As a founding member, the school departed voluntarily to prioritize academics over athletics, reduce the athletic budget deficits, and compete against larger state schools. The Green Wave aimed for more national independent schedule. President Herbert E. Longnecker is the guy that was in charge that wanted to prioritize academics.
Yeah, that is a historically terrible decision by old Longnecker.
I mean, cost them millions.
Probably at this point,
billions, yeah.
I mean,
a crazy number.
It's an insane number they've lost.
Tulane struggled to compete with the larger state universities within the conference, particularly in football, winning only 1 conference game per season from 1957 until they left in 66.
Look, I mean, Vandy was allowed to hang around being a perennial football doormat. I mean, nobody was going to run Tulane out. And in fact, New Orleans is a big enough market. It would have been a pretty valuable team over time.
Brooks's SEC champions that he brought up with 34, 39, and 49, not the ones in the futures, the 1900s. And the desire, according to the people at Tulane at the time, they basically wanted to be the Notre Dame of the South. They sought the freedom to schedule games on a national level rather than being limited to the regional SEC footprint.
Boy, this was a terrible decision.
What a horrible decision.
I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight.
My first thought on that, too, is they wanted to be the Notre Dame of the South. You just mentioned that in the 8-9 years prior to them leaving the SEC, they were kind of a doormat for the entire conference. I think you need to have some Notre Dame level success before
maybe win.
You decide to go be the Notre Dame.
I mean, if they were still in this conference, would they be the worst program in the conference?
I think they would have had more success than Vanderbilt over the years.
Well, and you start to debate the Mississippis, really, because, with the Louisiana recruiting footprint, it depends on how much money they would have poured into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to,
looks like they were struggling with money back then.
But if they wanted to compete, I think Tulane would be better than some of the schools in the SEC, just because of what Jim said. I mean, sitting in New Orleans, that is a hotbed of recruiting right there. You could recruit a lot of good players to Tulane.
Okay, so they left the SEC in 1967. They wanted to schedule a more national schedule. They played a home game at Tulane Stadium. Miami of Ohio was their opening opponent.
That is national.
31,000 fans.
Good basketball team this year.
Then they went on the road at North Carolina.
Okay.
Then they were on the road at Miami.
Of Florida.
Yes,
Florida.
they played both Miamis. All right.
They were home to Florida in front of 24,450 fans.
That's an SEC game, by the way, you would have had.
Yep. They're home to Air Force in front of 20,245 fans. Then they were home to Georgia Tech, who just left the SEC, 29,643. Home to Vanderbilt, another SEC team that they were playing, 18,160 fans. On the road at Tennessee, another SEC team.
What were they doing?
Yeah, home to Virginia. Home to Virginia, and then on the road at LSU.
So they're tortured with the SEC schedule, but they don't get the SEC money.
I know. I mean, Longnecker, this guy can make some decisions, could he? So you basically play an SEC schedule with a crappy out of conference, but you don't get the SEC money for it.
Yeah. So were they playing
3-7?
Tulane Stadium at this point?
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Jim brought up the attendance. That stadium's
that was huge.
capacity was 81,000 at that point.
That stadium,
it probably looked like the Rose Bowl.
No, it hosted a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl back in the day.
Yeah, it hosted a Super Bowl. It used to host the Sugar Bowl.
And the Saints home for a while.
Saints, I mean, that was a big stadium.
When they left Tulane Stadium, they went to the Superdome for how long?
Quite a while.
Yeah, until just recently when they moved back on campus.
Which that's a tiny on-campus stadium.
So give them time to work in a new schedule in 68 and get that more Notre Dame-like feel. At Houston in the Astrodome. To start the 68 season. Home to Texas A&M in front of 21,000 fans. I mean, if you could only get 21,000 for Texas A&M. Home to Tampa, not the Buccaneers. On the road.
They were playing the Saints.
On the road at Florida. Home to Boston College in front of 14,200. On the road at Georgia Tech. On the road at Vandy. Home to Tulsa in front of 10,000. Attendance is dropping. At Virginia, home to LSU, which they couldn't sell out, by the way, 55,000.
Well, I mean, at this
2-8.
At this point, they're like, boy, we screwed up.
Boy, did we mess up.
You think they would take us back right now?
Yeah, in 1969, they're like, oh, these SEC teams are on TV all the time.
I know.
69, Georgia on the road, West Virginia at Boston College, Florida, another SEC team at Pittsburgh. They actually get Notre Dame at home.
The Notre Dame of the North versus the Notre Dame of the South.
40,000 fans for the Notre Dame game at home.
Do you have the score?
They lost the game 37-0.
Wow. Boys, we are not the Notre Dame of the South just yet.
Vanderbilt,
we just lost 37-0.
Georgia Tech, Virginia, and then at LSU. They continued to play LSU for a while. I wonder where that series ended. They never got the schedule they wanted.
I think LSU was happy to play that game, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it was a big deal for Tulane, but it was a win every year for LSU.
Yeah. By the way, they made it to the Liberty Bowl in 1970, so they did get better.
Yeah, they made it back to Liberty Bowl in '98 when they were undefeated, right?
That was. It turns out that was their glass ceiling, Lance.
Yeah, they finally made it on national TV in 1970, ABC in the Liberty Bowl, where they beat Colorado 17-3 and played a better schedule, more national schedule then. Played Illinois, played Texas Tech, played Cincinnati, played Air Force, who was number 8, by the way, in 1970. Just interesting. Tulane there. I thought that was very interesting. So
yeah. By the way, just real quick, they've not played LSU since 2009. LSU has not lost that game since '82, but they have not played since 2009. But it used to be an annual rivalry.
Yeah, they stopped playing it annually before 2009.
Yes,
though, I think. Yeah. Inverness Country Club gets us to our final thought this hour on football.
Yep, you're playing today. What time?
We'll see. I don't know. I got some things to do this afternoon.
They have memberships that fit everyone at the Inverness Country Club, state-of-the-art fitness center, the newly renovated dining room. Just a fantastic place. Best days happen there. Before you know it, pool weather is going to be here. The entire family can hang out at the pool. Of course, the golf membership for you and childcare is also a big plus. Maybe work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Best days, again, happen there. They've got memberships that fit everyone. For more information, ICCalabama.com.
We were talking about LaNorris Sellers earlier, turning down, he says, $8 million to stay at South Carolina. Cut 5, Tyler, if you will. Shane Beamer is the head coach there at South Carolina. And he was asked recently, and we all agree he's He could be out as the head coach.
Maybe
at
coaching
South
for his
Carolina.
life. Yeah, might be coaching for his life this year.
He got asked, how does he sour on a recruit? How does he? And he lost, by the way. He lost a big recruit yesterday. Their biggest recruit, I think, is 4-star wide receiver, decommitted. I think from the state of South Carolina. So it was a pretty big loss for him. Their best recruit they had to date. But he got asked recently how a recruit can sort of turn him off during the recruiting process. Here's Shane Beamer.
Well, to me, it's two things. One, you got to be a good person and somebody that we want to be around each and every day in this program. And if you come here on a visit and you're disrespectful, you're a prick, I think I can say prick, then it's probably not going to last long. I mean, full disclosure, we brought somebody here on a visit about 2 weeks ago, and within an hour of being in the building, I had two different people come to me and were like, he's not going to fit what we're about. So we sent him on his way. So that would be one. And then more specifically, I get it. There's a financial element at play. I understand that. But if I ask you what's important to you and what are you looking for in a school, and you tell me whoever's going to give me the most money, which I've had players tell me that, probably not the best way to endear yourself to me wanting to bring you in this program. Not that money's not an aspect. It is. I get it. But if it's the reason you're choosing to come to Carolina, don't come, because a year from now or 6 months from now, whenever the portal's open again, you're going to be in my office again for seeing who's going to give you the most money. Don't be a prick and have things that you want to come to Carolina for other than just who's going to give you the most money, or any school. And I would think most coaches would probably say that.
Now, I bring that up for two reasons. One, the
first time we've had a sitting coach say prick.
Yeah,
twice.
I think so. Yeah.
No, but twice I brought it up for two reasons. One, the football aspect. And one was Brown, of all people, on our radio days, said prick on the air, and
talking about a NASCAR driver,
and then said, "Can I say prick on the air?" So he did exactly the same thing, word for word. Can I say that? And he said the word again, and I was like, "Well, if you couldn't one time, you definitely the second time."
Different world now.
I did not know that it was a dual meaning for a male body part. I had no earthly idea when I used it. Yeah, I had no earthly idea that it.
What did you think it meant?
Somebody's just a turd. I can't. It was a NASCAR driver. Somebody got.
Can I say turd on the air? Is that okay?
Somebody's just a terrible person. They're they're a prick. I didn't know. I didn't know that it had that meaning.
That literally his phrasing exactly the way it went over the air on radio when we were at Jogs. Brown was like, "The guy was just such a prick. Can I say prick on the air?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well."
Do you remember who you were talking about?
It was a NASCAR driver. They had a fight like at one of the short tracks.
Tony Stewart.
I don't think it was Tony Stewart. I want to say. I want to say it was Kyle Busch, but I could be incorrect about that. It's Kyle or Kurt Busch, I want to say.
Yeah, they've been called that before.
They have been called that and worse.
And probably have called each other that.
Probably so.
The Busch brothers.
Yeah, but we're doing it. And then a caller, like 2 callers later, said, Brown, I don't think you could say that. And I was like, how can you not say that word? I'm just talking about somebody.
Yeah. Then there's the football aspect of it all. That's not a lot different than what Kirby Smart believes as well. Kirby Smart told Chris Lowe, if you're just coming here looking for a paycheck, you're coming to the wrong place. We're not giving out the biggest paychecks. We're here to motivate you to get the next check, the one in the NFL. So Kirby has that sort of same philosophy. Don't come in talking money with me.
It rings a little differently with Kirby saying it.
Yeah, he's able to win.
It's a little more believable. Like, I find it hard to believe that if there were certain guys out there that were like,
well,
it didn't fit exactly what he's saying, but they're 5-star guys that want to go to South Carolina. I think Shane Beamer is in a situation where he would have to take a lot of those guys.
Yeah, I believe it in Beamer that they don't have an unlimited budget. Like,
I believe that for sure.
They don't have an Ohio State budget or a Texas Tech budget.
Now, for some reason, I like Shane Beamer. I didn't love halftime Texas A&M.
That was a bad look.
Him celebrating, going to the locker room, them losing that game. But, man, you work so hard. You got to be able to get excited when things are going good. So I sort of gave him grace on that. Has he done a good job or not done a good job? Like, where are we on Shane Beamer? What's his records been, Brownie? Pull up Shane Beamer for me.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it. Do you have it?
It's a tough job.
Yeah, but I think the problem is because it is like feast or famine with him. I mean, winning 9 games in South Carolina is a big deal, and he did that. But then when you go 1-7 this past year with a proven quarterback in LaNorris Sellers, people are like, what the hell? And you're the one that went out and hired Mike Shula with the track record that Mike Shula had.
Terrible hire.
Yeah, well, it really was. And now you're looking at, your fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years?
He has coached 63 overall games. So 63 overall games and 40 SEC games. Okay? Y'all got those numbers?
Yep.
63 overall and 40 in the SEC. So give me what you think his record is in 60 overall games.
And 63 overall games.
I'm sorry, thank you, Lance. 63 overall games and 40 Southeastern Conference games. You give me what you think his record is.
33 and 30, and then how many SEC?
40.
I was going to go 30 and 33 and 15 and 25.
I got 33 and 30 and 17 SEC wins.
Y'all are dead on it. 33 and 30. Jim got that one right.
Wow.
And it was right in the middle of both of your SEC predictions, 16 and 24.
Yep.
He's had one winning season in the SEC. I mean, I don't know, man. If you could just flush last year, like here are the years leading up to last year: 7-6, 3-5, 8-5, 4-4, 5-7, 3-5, 9-4, 5-3. I think as a South Carolina fan, you're like, I can live with that. Then 4-8, 1-7. Now those are the ones you can't live with.
Yeah, I think with a returning quarterback.
With a returning quarterback who. Yeah, and a lot of people thinking you could contend for the playoffs.
So that's the thing. If you're contending maybe every 4 or 5 years for the playoffs and you're winning 7 or 8 games, I think that's a fair expectation. I mean, if you guys were listing like program power rankings right now, not based on what Shane Beamer did, just difficulty of job. I mean, where is South Carolina 1 through 16? I mean, it's going to be at the very bottom. It's going to be 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, Vanderbilt's a better job now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, but it is, right?
Oh, it's not.
I don't know. With the NIL,
I need to know what Vanderbilt's NIL is. I think they've got some, obviously, because they're keeping guys.
I think they're in. I think South Carolina's NIL is better than Vandy's.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
That is my belief system.
I think you can make an argument Kentucky's a better job.
Mississippi State doesn't have the same money, despite a $2 million donation yesterday from Charlie and Dana Stevenson to the Mississippi State Athletic Fund. $2 million.
Missouri's definitely a better job.
Oh yeah, they got some money. Mississippi State, Vandy, I put below South Carolina financially.
I think
and that's probably it.
I don't think there's a slam dunk though. I don't think you can say this job is worse than South Carolina for sure.
And part of the problem with last year too, guys, is in their losses they only had 2 that were 1 possession losses. Like they got blown out some. And weirdly, you know what the 2 1 possession losses were?
Oh wait.
Well, you know one of them. We just talked about it.
Alabama and Texas A&M.
Alabama and Texas A&M, 2 playoff teams, were 1 possession losses. Other than that, Vandy beat you 31-7. Missouri beat you by 9. LSU beat you by 10. Oklahoma beat you 26-7. Ole Miss beat you by 16. And then they lost to Clemson as well. I mean, you only had 2 single-digit losses, and randomly it's 2 of the more difficult teams you played. But then the other teams blew you out.
2 games you should have won. They should have won both of those games.
They had the Alabama lead until very late, obviously. Alabama stormed back.
30-3 or whatever they led at halftime against
of
Texas
A&M,
yeah. And you can't. There's no scenario that if you lead somebody 30-3 at halftime, you should win. You
got to close the deal on that one.
Should win.
I don't care where you're playing it.
All right, that's South Carolina. One thought on Lane Kiffin and Pete Golding in the next segment. 4 downs in our viewing menu, all in the next segment on the show that's being brought to you today by our friends at New York Butcher Shop, LT.
New York Butcher Shop, great place to stop in for lunch or dinner. Enjoy those incredible sub sandwiches. But if you want to pick up the best in steaks, ribs, chicken, pork, stop in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers. Original location right there in Caba Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone as well. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. One-stop dinner shop, rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation states that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
This hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champy'schicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Never talk about the po' boys enough. I don't talk enough about the pickles, cheese, and sausage appetizer. That always gets a nod out of you, Tyler.
I like it. It's a good wintertime dish.
Yeah, it's a good
fall
mix.
dish.
Good appetizer. So too the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales and the chicken that's brined overnight, cooked to order. The chicken fingers are not teeny tiny chicken fingers. They're real grown man chicken fingers, hand cut right there inside Sterling's kitchen there at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, champy'schicken.com. Historic night in baseball last night. Only the second time in Major League history that you had nine multi-home run players in one night of Major League Baseball.
You want to hear something funny?
Yep.
I had 3 plays last night, 3 unders. If you were to play, they call it the Grand Salami, like total runs for every game.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the historic all-time scoring nights in Major League Baseball.
And you had unders.
Yeah, I had like Paul Skeens under, but Pittsburgh goes out and scores 15 runs. Like
Judge, Trout, Schwarber, Marte, Aranda, Naylor, Grisham, Berger, and Jackson, all with multi-home run games last night. Cubs and Phillies, 5:40 on TBS for a little free baseball. By the way, Mets and Dodgers started a series last night. Who won that game? Do you know?
Dodgers 4-0.
Dodgers 4-0. It is the only the second time that there's been a $1 billion payroll series. The other time was last year, Mets and Dodgers.
Yep. It's highest combined payroll in the history of baseball. I saw that.
We'll have more of those moving forward, by the way.
$102 billion last year, $107 billion on the field in this series this year.
And if I'm a Mets fan, I'm like, at least the Dodgers got something out of theirs. I don't know what I've got out of mine.
By the way, if you took the entire roster of Florida, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, the White Sox, St. Louis, Washington, Minnesota, Colorado, and Pittsburgh, combine those rosters and what they're paying, you still don't get to what the Mets and the Dodgers are paying their roster this year. 9 whole teams. 9 whole teams there. So pretty crazy. And that may be just the taxes of what they're paying them. Congratulations to Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves. He started his 799 consecutive game last night, 11th all time. There, he passed somebody famous. I forget his name now. Connie Mack, somebody Fox.
Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox. One of those two.
Somebody Ruth.
One of those two.
All right.
So that's baseball last night. They're back at it again today. I think every team is in action today. Let's go to Jeff in Anniston, who joins us on the phone lines. The phone lines are up and rolling today. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Three Amigos? I guess if you were Three Amigos, what Brown would be Chevy Chase, LT would be Steve Martin, and you'd be Martin Short.
I would take that.
Yeah, that'd be a good Halloween thing for y'all to do. Y'all come in your big sombrero.
We could do that. Yeah, we could dress as the Three Amigos. Yeah.
I wonder if anybody under 50 would know who we were.
I haven't gone back and watched that movie in a long time, but I remember as a teenager thinking it was hysterical.
Yeah, can we get 3 beers? We don't have no beer. We got tequila. What's tequila? It's like beer.
Oh, I'll take a tequila. Hey,
I'd like to see y'all do that little salute where you do the cough there at the end too. Yeah. Yeah. If you could walk during the Masters or caddy, if you're smart as Brown at golf, with one player now, who would it be?
I don't know. Shane Lowry seems fun to me.
Yeah. DeChambeau for me.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I'm thinking Tommy Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, Fleetwood wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
I know Lowry and Fleetwood are buddies. Yeah, I think I would go Lowry. But I like Fleetwood.
Now, you would have seen a hole-in-one if you had Lowry. Had a hole-in-one on 6. First guy ever to have 2 hole-in-ones at the Masters.
How about a pass player?
Did you rule out
Any
John
pass
Daly?
player.
Did you rule out John Daly?
No, any pass player.
Yeah.
Any
Daly, Greg
living or
Norman
dead.
seems like he would have had fun back in the day.
Yeah, you would have had some difficult times with Norman at Augusta, though.
Payne Stewart for
I think
me,
Trevino.
because that means we bring him back alive.
Oh, Jim.
Who?
Payne Stewart for me.
You know, Trevino.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Trevino hated Augusta and had a very adverse relationship with the membership there and the people that ran the tournament. To the point that he skipped it several times when he was actually invited to play in it. Said no and skipped it. Yeah.
I think Bobby Jones would be pretty wild to walk around and hear his history of things too. But
Go look up Walter Hagen. That's old school, but look up Walter Hagen. That guy, he lived a life.
All right. I heard a funny line about, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Paranormal Activity, but it said it had all the intensity of a NyQuil commercial.
That's
3/4 of them just sleeping in bed. And I was surprised the other day on y'all's 4 Downs questions about favorite brother or famous actor. Nobody mentioned the Affleck brothers, like Casey Affleck.
Yeah, that's we totally left those guys out.
And for the old timers, James Arness and Peter Graves, they would have been a good one. But y'all remember me asking if decisions were ever made with fans in mind? Do y'all think most fans are clamoring to expand the tourney?
No,
I don't think anybody is really.
No.
Right. Further proof then. If you could pick any non-quarterback to be on your team from one of your past teams in their prime, who do you take? Not necessarily your favorite, but who you need for this team this year. One offense and one defense.
Non-quarterback?
Yeah, I would take Deion Sanders for the Rams.
He played for the Rams?
No.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a guy that
I
played
thought you
for
were
my
just
team.
saying.
Yeah, it has to be from your team.
From your team, yeah.
From your team.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I might stick there and go like Jerry Gray. I probably would go a really, really good defensive back. Might go Orlando Pace.
Boy, the Dolphins could use so much right now. I would probably go Jason Taylor defensively. Offensively, I mean, sheesh.
Take your pick.
Take your pick.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk, too. Not that the Rams necessarily need that, but that guy was so freaking good.
I think I could guess Jim's. I think he's going to say Derek Brooks and Warwick Dunn.
Derek Brooks. I'm okay with running back and quarterback.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't know my offensive line history well enough. I probably would choose 2 DBs, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd take 2 defensive players. Give me Derek Brooks and then
Rodney Barber
or safety and John Lynch or some of that. That's where we need help is our back 7.
I would take Mean Joe and John Stallworth would be my 2, I would take.
So you were one of those people that always liked Stallworth better than Swan, weren't you?
Yes, much better receiver in my opinion. Much better. Swan did the flashy, Stallworth did the grind.
Hey, Jeff, how good do you think Marshall Faulk would be in Sean McVay's offense?
Ooh, he'd be scary.
Let me guess, you liked Rocky Bleier better than Franco Harris?
Yeah, well, Franco would tiptoe out of bounds. Hey, that's one thing me and Stephen A. Smith have agreed on for years. Franco was a tiptoe. After his rookie season, he made business decisions.
Yeah.
He did not want to run over anybody.
See, so I've got you nailed that you were Stallworth over Swan, Bleier over Franco Harris. Did you think that Jack Lambert was a bigger badass than Dick Butkus back in the day?
No, Butkus was the man. I love Lambert. Don't get me wrong. I love Jack Ham. Hell, I love Andrew. I love Donnie Shell. I love Mel Blunt. Damn it, I love that whole team.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like the Boz and all these commercials and stuff, but his acting pinnacle, I don't know if y'all seen it. It's a movie called Stone Cold.
Oh, with Lance Henriksen. I went and saw it at the theater,
William
man.
Forsythe. Oh, man, it's freaking wonderful, man. So much fun.
You know where they filmed that?
Explosion. Is that Alabama, wasn't it?
Yeah, they filmed a lot down in Mobile and Baldwin County.
Did not know we had a big motorcycle gang problem down there. But would y'all pretty much call college basketball glorified AAU now?
No, I don't think college basketball has been this good in a long, long time. Helped out by the NIL.
It's AAU. Who can? I mean, I heard someone the other day say, "Oh, this Michigan team may be the greatest." Really? You have 5 good transfers: over 81, 82 North Carolina, 89, 90 UNLV, Duke of 91. Hell, Kentucky 11, 12. I take the Villanova 17, 18 team over this.
I don't necessarily. I don't remember them saying that this was the best team. I remember them saying best Michigan team, which I think is up for debate.
Best team ever.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Question mark. There was a question mark there.
Yeah, so there was question about
But when they did end up winning, I mean, their margin of victory put that into discussion, though. I think.
Yeah, but who are they playing? They're playing a bunch of teams with 5 transfers. But anyway, tell me the thoughts on this. If you think this would be a good idea for a new app, I call it the Jeff Gorian calendar. Every morning at 6 o'clock, I put out what day it feels like, and that's the day the rest of the day. And like today's Wednesday in the Jeff Gorian calendar world.
It feels like a Wednesday, huh?
Okay, that's better than a Tuesday.
Yeah, we're moving ahead.
That's one day closer to the weekend.
Yeah.
And I like LT and Tyler's show a lot, and the underknown or underrated mob movies. I like that list, and I would add maybe The Professional to it.
I almost did Leon the Professional with John Reno and Gary Oldman, a young Natalie Portman. So good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's officially a mob movie, but I Saw the Devil is awesome too.
We've got a musical flavor. I'll tease it like that. We've got a musical flavor on today's Next Reel.
All right.
We're not
Better
talking
players,
musicals, though.
Mike Trout and his prime or Ohtani?
I would say Ohtani.
Probably Ohtani just because what he can do on the mound.
Yeah, Ohtani does both.
So we're going to count the pitching on that one. Okay.
Yeah, I did. He pitches. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, even without pitching, when it's all said and done, Ohtani's going to be, I think, will be a little bit better than Trout.
Well, he will because
if he
Trout
stays healthy.
Yeah, Trout is, first of all, he's buried with the Angels, and He hasn't been able to stay
Man,
healthy.
he had 8 or 9 straight years there, though. That's about as good as it gets. All right, how about Aaron Judge or Ken Griffey Jr.?
Oh, no, Griffey Jr. For me, I mean, that's probably not fair when you look at Judge's numbers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he keeps putting up these tight numbers. You might have a different opinion. I know Griffey's the whole ultimate 5-tool guy, but
yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. for me. With Judge's build, I could see him breaking down pretty quickly here.
Yeah, we don't talk about Judge's defense, though, his assist. I mean, that arm is incredible.
It is. All right, just a couple more real quick. If
Still
you
no
were
championships yet for Judge, right?
No.
Yeah.
If you were at an antique shop or a yard sale and needed baby shoes cheap, and you saw the perfect ones with a sign that said "For sale, never worn," would you buy them?
You assume the baby died before the baby could wear them?
Well, that's the assumption that they got it at a yard sale or antique shop.
But could it be you didn't know the sex of the baby?
Yeah, that could be it. I'm probably not buying shoes at a yard sale or an antique shop, but I don't think that would scare me off.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, probably not. You think about how many, forks you've probably used at a dead person's use.
That's right, yeah.
A restaurant, not at your house.
Yeah, not at my house, yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of a morbid thought there, Jeff, but I know you like those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Last question, and take your time if you need it. Who do you think's been the best quarterback selected in the last 4 drafts? The top 3 that most likely to be Hall of Famers.
That is a tough one.
I mean, Jaden Daniels was slam dunk till he got hurt last year, in my opinion.
Drake Maye?
Drake Maye and Bo Nix have played in an AFC championship.
I think Caleb Williams is. I mean, you saw the flashes last year. He's coming on strong.
That would probably be my top 3 right there.
I mean,
so you think Drake Maye is going to be good, is what you're saying?
Yes, he's been damn good.
Yeah, I mean, he was, again, your runner-up for the MVP this past year. He played in a Super Bowl in year 2.
But I would say it's more likely none of those guys obviously are in the Hall of Fame. That's the more
so
likely.
None in the last 4 years drafted you think they're going to make the Hall of Fame?
I disagree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's, the Hall of Fame, much like everything's quarterbacks.
I said it's more likely they're not in there.
Stroud bounces back?
No, Stroud won't be a Hall of Famer. Purdy won't be a Hall of Famer.
No, Purdy won't. I do think Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, if those guys stay healthy.
That would be the 3.
Yeah, that would be the 3.
Yeah, Cam Ward, no for me. Jackson Dart, no for me. Caleb Williams, hard to see it for me. Jaden Daniels, Drake Maye, no. Penix and McCarthy, no. Bryce Young, no. CJ, no.
So you're no
Richardson,
for the last 4 years.
22, Kenny Pickett, no. Desmond Malik, Matt Corral, no. And 21, Trevor Lawrence, no.
You're just talking Hall of
Zach
Fame.
Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, no.
Now you're going back.
You got to go back to 2020 where you get into the discussion of Joe Burrow, maybe, Justin Herbert, maybe.
I mean, Burrow
Have we
and
ever
Herbert.
had this long a gap between a quarterback being a Hall of Famer for that long?
Jalen Hurts is going to be an interesting discussion whenever we get there, like if he wins another one.
Because he's going to have so much postseason success.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, if he does win another, he's going to have to win another one, though.
Yeah.
But I do think that Jaden Daniels, I don't know if you disagree with it, Jeff, like if he doesn't get hurt, like the way he was playing.
Well, I agree with you if he doesn't get hurt.
I mean, like that guy's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, you got to go back. You got to go back to
Thank you,
2018. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, before you have guaranteed.
Yeah,
Hall
those
of
are both
Famers.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
17 Mahomes.
That's a long time.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
All right, guys, have a good one.
How about you too? Thank you, Jeff. Happy Wednesday.
16 golf.
No. And I like golf a lot. Very, very good quarterback, but more of a Brian Sipe.
15. I mean, you got to start putting some quarterbacks in
I
here.
mean, yeah,
14.
Lance is right. I mean, they have a quarterback just about every induction class, so that's going to help some of those guys, I guess.
I mean, you currently, you think about the quarterbacks that you've currently got that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Matt
Stafford, probably Josh Allen, probably Lamar Jackson.
Okay, that's
5.
The ones I've gone back, Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar is the only one. I mean, we got to Burrow, and we didn't know for sure yet. I mean, to get to who are you talking about? Aaron Rodgers, what was that?
Oh, that would have been the 2008 draft? Or was it before that?
Maybe
04?
7.
7?
Stafford was in 2009. You
Yeah.
go back to 2009. 2008, Matt Ryan will go in.
But, back Allen and Jackson are both there, too.
I would say Matt Ryan's not a slam dunk, Jim.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Aaron
slam dunk.
Rodgers was 2005.
Yeah, why? Is that far back?
God, there's so many bad quarterbacks.
But Russell Wilson is a guy that's not in the Hall of Fame right now, and I think he's borderline.
I would agree, borderline.
What year was his draft?
Russell Wilson was 2000, and it was after that. It was after Aaron Rodgers, 2000 and
12, 6th round.
Yeah,
6th round.
That's value.
They got their money there for that one.
I'll tell you a guy, I don't think he can ever win a championship, but if he does, his numbers will make him an interesting discussion, is Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak's going to put up some big numbers, and if Dallas could ever find the way to win a championship, he'd be an interesting discussion.
Before we do our 4 downs, LT, tell us about gutter cap, if you will, my friend.
Yeah, cap it, don't snap it. I don't know. Is it going to rain again in this area?
You mean ever?
Don't want to throw it out there for the golfers and for the Little League parent out there. Of course, I think the Little League parent likes the rain out every now and then.
The golfer will take some rain. We need the rain on the course right now.
My drives are going too far now. I'm getting out of whack.
But that's one of the things that you need to make sure when it comes to the gutters, you keep them clean and free flowing. The answer is gutter cap. You put on that platinum aluminum cover system, fits over most existing gutters. It's only going to allow the rainwater in. Cap it, don't snap it. It's a dirty, dangerous job. Last thing you want to do after a long day of work is get on the roof. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Make the phone call today. 205-823-2212. Tell Chris Stewart, the guys from the Next Round sent you. We'll come out and give you an absolutely free estimate. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
And 4 downs every day presented by Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. When you're riding around the roads of Alabama and you see the major state of Alabama federal government municipal roadway jobs, you are probably seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. And that might make you think they can do the smaller jobs like the driveway or the parking pad or the parking lot for a church or community center or store. You would be incorrect. They have got an entire division dedicated to those same jobs, same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards for our friends Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Come get an estimate, 205-349-0910. That is 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is 48 years old today. Anthony Michael Hall is 58. If I asked you better career, Sarah Michelle Gellar or Anthony Michael Hall?
I think I would go Sarah Michelle Gellar.
She still gets work.
Yeah, to this day.
Yeah, she's in the new Dexter, right? The reboot of that.
I think so. She was in the new Ready or Not that came out recently, and I want to say she's going to be guest starring on Euphoria, but I might have that wrong.
Anthony Michael Hall was one of the bad guys in Reacher. If you watch that on Amazon Prime, I think it was maybe season 2. For me, nostalgic. Anthony Michael Hall, part of that Brat Pack, going back to all of those movies from John Hughes back in the day. I think it's really close. Success-wise, well, he did The Dead Zone, too. Stephen King novel, which was a 1983 movie with Christopher Walken, and then it was on USA Network.
2002 to 2007.
Anthony Michael Hall, which I never saw it. I did like that movie.
But was in The Dark Knight.
Was in The Dark Knight. He was a cop in The Dark Knight. Just like real quick cameo. But the Buffy the Vampire Slayer money's got to be good from Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And I don't know, there's a little known movie that she was in called Cruel Intentions. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
Yeah, I do.
Movie.
Yeah, she better. Hey, Step Brother, one of the greatest on-screen bets ever.
Yeah.
So who was he in The Dark Knight?
He was a cop. Like it was just one of those. Like they randomly showed him. Like it was
supporting role in the superhero film The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it wasn't a supporting role. It was literally like an extra cameo.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm just reading what it says in Wikipedia.
Second down.
I can't believe he was technically part of the Brat Pack. I've never heard of him.
Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah.
He was the nerd in The Breakfast Club.
Brian.
Yeah. And in 16 Candles.
Club.
Oh, he was that guy.
Yeah, he was the one that...
I'm looking at his old picture. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, when you look at him now, he's, like, beefed up. And his first role beefed up was Edward Scissorhands, which he was great in that, is Winona Ryder's boyfriend.
So he's the kid that had the underwear on his head and the 16 Candles?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, very good career in the 80s. I mean, it's close. I'm probably with you guys. Probably would lean Sarah Michelle Gellar. Did you hit second down?
I did.
Patrick Surtain, the second, is 20. How old is he? 26 years old today. Better career, Patrick Surtain or anyone on Kalen DeBoer's first 3 rosters at Alabama?
I mean, Surtain's already one of the most feared defensive backs in the NFL. I mean,
he's an all-pro.
He's an all-pro. I mean, literally a guy teams don't throw at. I'm going to go Surtain.
I think you really have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, based on what I've already seen. And I'm trying, look, there'll be some guys from DeBoer's early. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
people are falling in love with Ty Simpson right now, Dunaway. Like, I watched the John Gruden video. I don't know if you guys saw that. Gruden loves him.
Yeah.
Orlovsky loves him. Chase Daniel, I don't know if you guys saw that. Chase Daniel did a nice breakdown with him where he breaks down film with Chase Daniel. I mean, people are falling in love with Ty Simpson.
It's not going to be Caden Proctor, right? I mean, we still don't know what his career looks like. Jahad Campbell.
I will tell you that if you're John Gruden and somebody takes time to come and do the quarterback with you, that sit-down interview, he's going to love you. I mean, he doesn't criticize you when you're in the room.
He has some, but I
he did back
point.
in his ESPN,
days.
But now for the people who are taking time to do it now.
He called the play at the end of the Georgia game the best closeout play he's ever seen. He goes, when I coach again, that's not a very good Gruden. I'm going to have that. He said, when I coach again, I'm going to have that play in my playbook.
Did you see the sit down with him and Diego Pavia?
I saw bits and pieces of clips.
Pretty entertaining.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Just the language.
I bet.
Pavia didn't have an agent, and he was floored by that. You don't have an agent? I'm not giving anybody any of my money.
Third down.
You know how good that UFL money is.
Baker Mayfield is 31 years old today. Adrian Brody, actor, 53. Better career, Baker Mayfield or Adrian Brody?
Brody was in that boring movie I didn't watch.
The Pianist?
Yeah.
Or the Industrialist?
No, The Pianist.
The Brutalist.
The Brutalist.
You didn't watch either one of them.
I didn't watch any of those.
I actually thought The Brutalist was pretty good. Did you?
It was really well done. Adrian Brody takes this one.
Well, because he's a 2-time Oscar winner. The interesting thing is he's only been nominated twice, but he's won Best Actor on both of those. Baker Mayfield doesn't have anything like that. But you look at Adrian Brody.
He has a little thing called the Heisman Trophy.
He does.
He does have one of those.
Big.
Yeah.
I guess Heisman Trophy is the equivalent of an Oscar.
Yeah. So
that's fair.
But how many times was he nominated for awards of that caliber versus how many times he got them? Because
he was a college football playoff quarterback, and he won a Heisman Trophy in college at Oklahoma.
Did a lot of Home Depot commercials.
He led until last year. Every year he was the starter with Tampa Bay. It led him to the playoffs, and he never made me want to insert myself into a film and get shot like Brody did in Thin Red Line. So,
did you see the Thin Red Line?
Yes.
That is a bad movie. I agree with Jim. I've seen that one.
It was such a great ensemble cast.
Yeah, but a terrible war movie.
Yeah, Terrence Malick just way too artsy.
Never, ever, ever have I wanted a movie to end.
But Adrian Brody,
I was willing to try to take that hill myself.
Able to play a fixer / hitman, and was very believable. And then he was in Succession. He was a great character in Succession. Only one season, I think 2 or 3 episodes. Think I would go Brody, though. I mean, multiple best actors. I mean, that's hard to do. I mean, how many guys have done that?
2 wins and 2 dominations.
Yeah.
You're batting 1,000 there.
It was in HBO's series Succession. I don't remember what he did.
Yeah, what did he do? You said that. I don't remember.
Yeah, so he had a house on like Long Island. I forgot he was a tech guy. And remember
when they went out and they walked on the beach.
They walked on the beach, and Brian Cox's character had started having some chest pains and stuff, and they had to stop walking.
They walked that road up, and they were having food up at that high area.
Yeah, it was just him, Kendall, and
Yep.
4th down.
Dan Marino. Well, you told me Marino's a 4th down.
He is. Pete Rose would have been 85. Better career, Pete Rose or Dan Marino?
I mean, Rose won championships, and that's going to be...
I think it is complicated because I think we forget, or I think most people forget how good Pete Rose was.
Yeah, let's set aside the controversy with Rose. Let's just talk about the
if you set aside the controversy, I don't think... I guess it's close.
Oh, it's not even close.
But I mean, Pete won with multiple teams. He won with the Reds and the Phillies.
The championships.
Hey, I think we forget what all Pete Rose did.
Played every position except catcher, I think.
Played with the Reds from 63 to 78. 17-time All-Star. 3-time World Series champion. He was the National League MVP in 1973. World Series MVP in 75. National League Rookie of the Year in 63. A Gold Glove winner, a Silver Slugger Award winner, a Roberto Clemente Man of the Year Award winner.
Wow.
3-time National League batting champion. Reds retired his jersey.
And still the hit
champion,
champion, right?
it, and then they had to retire it again.
Yeah, no, I'll go Rose. You won't find a bigger Dan Marino fan than me, but I'll go Rose.
And I saw this week, I'm not a fan, but Mark Wahlberg came out and said that he is working on a movie about
Pete Rose.
Well, that could be an interesting movie, though. Don't you think?
4,256 career hits, and he played in 3,562 career games.
Yeah. No.
Showed up and went to work, man.
Yeah. Marino is my guy, but I'll go Pete Rose in this one.
Yeah, Pete Rose for me as well, too. And that is our 4 Downs, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. Our viewing menu today brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. We've talked in entertainment a couple of times throughout the show and this half hour, but still some things to watch. With Tyler back, tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama. Way back in 1995, make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. Conveniently located UAB Highlands. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, we've got a new release this week called Newborn. It follows a guy named Chris Newborn, who after serving 7 years in solitary confinement, seeks to rebuild his life and reconnect with his family, only to find out that freedom has become a terrifying psychological battleground. I'm getting choked up.
I know. You love that movie, yes.
Killing me. Next up, we've got a new movie available on Apple TV with an ensemble cast. It's a dark comedy that centers on a guy named Reef Hawk, played by Keanu Reeves, who's a beloved Hollywood star who must dive into the depths of his hidden demons after he is extorted with a mysterious video that's sure to shatter his image and end his career. With the support of his lifelong besties, Kyle, played by Cameron Diaz, and Xander, played by Matt Bomer, along with his crisis lawyer, Ira, played by Jonah Hill, Reef embarks on a soul-searching journey to make amends with anyone he could have possibly wronged in hopes of identifying the blackmailer.
The reviews are terrible.
I'm sharing in the emotion of your return of doing the viewing menu. You've been gone for a few days, and this is emotional for both of us.
Jonah Hill is unrecognizable in the trailer.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And I saw, I guess that Cameron Diaz was doing publicity for this, where she came out and said she was hotter than Sydney Sweeney back in the day. That's an interesting debate.
No, not for me.
Which one do you think?
I was never a big Cameron Diaz fan. That's just me.
Yeah.
My opinion.
I mean, I think it's close.
Yeah.
What was the big Cameron Diaz movie where everybody said, wow?
I think The Mask to start it out.
Yeah, The Mask was her. I think that was probably the height for her.
Something About Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were kind of the big ones. She was a little chunky in a movie called Filling Minnesota, which you probably would like. Delroy Lindo and Keanu Reeves.
I probably would like that.
Yeah, it's got a little crime background.
Well, this movie also features Martin Scorsese acting, not directing, and David Spade, and it's directed by Jonah Hill, who's actually not a bad director at all.
I saw the movie. Was it? Is it called 30-something or 20-something? I think it was his directorial debut. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it's it starts out like, and I was watching it with, this is Jack and a couple of his buddies 3 or 4 years ago, and like one of the opening questions, I was like, that's it. We're turning it off. Shut it down immediately.
I see a show called 20-somethings on Netflix, but I'm not sure if that's it. I don't know.
There's got to be somebody in the chat that knows this. I mean, it was I'm pretty sure it was the first thing he directed.
I think the first movie I saw of his was mid-'90s.
That's it, mid-'90s, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's very similar to Kids from Larry Clark.
Yeah, the way it was shot. But mid-'90s, I don't know if you remember it, and I'm not even going to throw it out there right now on the air, but the question that they ask early on.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like,
Sunburn.
You have got to be kidding me. So, we shut it off quickly.
Yeah. It kind of... has that 90s chaotic energy. I like that movie a lot. Max has a new documentary out today called The Dark Wizard. It's about a guy named Dean Potter, who is one of the most notable names in the world of climbing. He was a free solo pioneer who courted controversy by scaling rock formations not meant for humans, which I just assumed was all of them. But
yeah, right. That's true. Show me one that was.
Good point there.
After his death while attempting a wingsuit flight in 2015, his friends began putting together footage that paints a portrait of a complex man. So you're going to see what makes this guy tick, why he decided to climb a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, and if Brown wants his balls to tingle.
Yeah, they'll definitely tingle on those rocks for sure.
That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by Michelson. When we come back, some breaking news in college football of interest. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City will get up on your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Let Greg and his wife Andrea service your family, not just today, not just tomorrow, but the rest of the time that you have that home. They'll take care of your roof from now on out. All you have to do is call to get a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Insurance companies love Greg because they've worked so close together with Greg over the years, but he'll fight for you when it comes to the best and help you navigate the troubled waters of filing a claim with insurance. Storm damage repairs, he can do it. Roof replacements when they age out, he can do it. Make your home look good again with a soft wash program to take out the summer southern sun stains that are on your roof. He can do it. All right there. Greg from Pell City, stormrestorationroofing.com, 205-542-3531. It's Greg from Pell City.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
When you think of Birmingham, it's hardworking people that go out each and every day to provide for their families, and that's how we want our team and our play on the field. Join us April 18th as we take on the Orlando Storm. United we ride.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
A couple of breaking news in college football before we get into what is going on in trash today. By the way, LSU cornerback Aiden Anding suffered a torn Achilles during Saturday's scrimmage in Tiger Stadium. That from Matt Moscano. Iowa has come across a little issue. Forrester's is going to tell us about that. Give me Forrester's microphone. What are you telling me about Kirk Ferentz?
Apparently, he committed some tampering violations back in the Cade McNamara days in 2022, and they're having to vacate some wins.
So that's going to take them from 8 to 6.
If it was Cade McNamara, it was an 8-win season.
But they're vacating wins over tampering. That opens the door for what's to come down the road from some other people, though.
Like Dabo and Pete Golding, potentially.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but, like vacating wins, we've talked about it before, especially with even if you have a championship, does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'd rather vacate wins than any other way they could punish.
Yeah, it's one of the stupidest punishments possible.
But what if they vacate the championship?
Well, no, that's a different story.
But they never really
the NCAA doesn't put on the championship, so they can't really vacate it. You know what I'm saying? They can in basketball, but not in football, because that is not an NCAA event.
By the way, the college football playoff is unveiled a new updated logo where I think they're just calling it CFP now. CFP. They've got a new logo. Brandon Marcello is showing us the logo. And I had this story to bring it up, but private equity has found its way into college athletics. TPG, which is Texas Pacific Group, they're buying Learfield Communications, which has 140 Division I schools, including Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, Tennessee, Texas Tech, and USC. They'll have the controlling stock in Learfield now.
What do you get out? I mean, Learfield, obviously known for the play-by-play.
Well, but I'll tell you what Learfield does, though. Learfield pays the coaches. That's where
the secondary salary.
Yeah, that's where the secondary salary, the non-state salary. That's where all that comes from. Is the media rights that Learfield controls and sells.
They also make money off of your rights and your logo and your image, but they're also big players now in the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
And Learfield was up against it financially. So some people are seeing this as a positive for the Alabamas, the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Learfield customers, that maybe TPG sends more money into this now, which may long-term help those schools.
Yeah, I'm just wondering
with
from
the NIL.
A business model like private equity. I mean, these guys, they do a ton of due diligence. They know what they're doing. They normally, they'll buy something low and they will build it into something big. But my thing is, back when we were doing terrestrial radio, we had opportunities to sell Alabama and Auburn packages. And, man, it was a difficult sell because, the thing was, everybody's watching the games. Who's listening to the games? I know there's some people that pair it up and turn it down and stuff, but it seems like a difficult sell in 2026.
Right, and now it's, YouTube channel and, behind the scenes and social media and all that. I mean, it is moving not entirely away from the radio product, but they've got so much more now and in-stadium signage and things like that. I mean, they
handle all that.
They handle all that. They get all that from an Alabama or whoever else Learfield has. They don't have Auburn, but It is interesting because a lot of people wondered how private equity was going to snake their way into college football. This is a pretty big, and I'll tell you another thing their field does, like you said, Jim, is they do handle a lot of the NIL. So this is private equity with their hands in NIL, which is what a lot of people feared.
Okay, let's get to trash, brought to you today by our friends at Hemp Hill, LT.
205-229-2090. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Are you guys, do heights bother you guys?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can't even watch this.
But does it give you that weird tingle behind your balls?
Nope.
Behind my what?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first. An LA Uber Eats driver has found a genius trick to get bigger tips from thirsty customers who have a thing for feet.
Oh, Jim.
Dunaway?
Jimmy D.
I saw this last night, and none of the feet I saw in the display would have gotten a tip. I always tell you, not every feet's a turn-on. Every foot's a turn-on, and in fact, more feet are turn-offs than they are turn-ons. It takes a special foot to turn me on, and those feet
Describe this special foot.
You have to see it. And
like
I will
porn,
tell you,
know it when you see it?
Every one of these ones I saw last night in this story, when I saw this story, was a turn-off.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, if you've got bad feet, that's fine. Obviously, you really don't care about your feet. Why don't you keep them covered? Like, there's no reason to wear open toe if you've got, disgusting unclipped nails. You've got crusty feet. Like, nobody wants to see them. Don't care that you don't care about your feet, but don't make us see them.
This is the ones you're showing me now. Bad shoes, bad toes, bad feet. Doesn't turn me on. Seem to be rather large. There's a certain size foot I like.
Right. I'm not a fan of the toe ring.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see the toe ring.
I have no problem with a toe ring. I just don't like the toe it's on.
That's a knobby, it's a knobby knee, too, right there. I was like,
yeah.
What's that Joe Namath's knee?
Yeah, so
almost like a whiteout she used for toenail polish.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not excited about why am I getting McDonald's delivered?
Yeah, I mean, what is to like about this what is to like about any of this?
Why am I getting amount of people will pay $25 for a $7 combo.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No, hey, the kids, they can drive. Like, we had Jason, his girlfriend, over with us this past weekend. And next thing I know, a bunch of wings show up on the doorstep. And instead of driving, 10 minutes for, 19 and 20-year-old, they decided to get it delivered, which, I didn't mind because I partook. But this is L.A.-based Jade Phoenix. In a post that's gone viral, the Uber Eats driver explained that she discovered a way to enhance her tips, and it actually requires barely any more actual work. Now, according to Phoenix, by including her feet in delivery photos, she's been getting way more tips than she's used to, and the trick has been working for other drivers as well. Now, Phoenix explained on Threads that she does Uber in the mornings to get extra money and started including her feet in the frame, where she posts a picture of the food by the door. So should I, when I'm driving my Uber, should I go open toes and just throw it up on the dashboard?
Mm-hmm. I would if I were you.
Now, she went on to say, I DoorDash, I have pretty feet.
Not to go very DTF St. Louis on you, but you do have good feet, so I'd have no problem with you doing that.
She said she got tipped an extra $20 for showing the feet. Another driver revealed a massive $50 tip on a $15 fare.
Yeah. I mean, I only wear flip-flops like going to the pool or the beach. I never wear flip-flops as like my primary.
I'm right there with you.
And I shave my feet and clip my toenails, so I take care of my feet. But I don't wear flip-flops.
I never wear flip-flops, so I guess I don't necessarily need to shave my feet.
What do you wear to the pool?
Just whatever shoes I've got on. Usually some Vans.
Okay.
Like some slip-ons.
Yeah. This has not come up in conversation up here, but I have a webbed toe, so I don't really show my feet.
Wow.
Yeah, my buddy Chico's got web feet, too.
Yeah. Do you swim faster than most people?
That's the question that I always get. No, I've never been able to tell a difference, but my daughter inherited it. She's got 2 web toes. So.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Like, I didn't know it was a thing until, Chico had the web toes. And
Does
now
he
Brooks
swim
has got
faster?
For his size.
He's a pretty good swimmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's kind of like a...
he also has the aerodynamic dome as well. He's built to swim, actually.
Yeah, she goes like a torpedo.
Yeah, and he's kind of like the belugas. Those are pretty quick.
Oh, I'm
right?
thinking about Chop.
Yeah. That was a good line, though.
No, but I think swimmers are, long, right?
Yeah,
But
like
they-
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of shorter swimmers.
Yeah.
Father from Pennsylvania was injured and arrested after accidentally dropping a pipe bomb that he made to entertain party guests.
Completely by accident.
Travis Peachy, can't make up the name, 51, arrived at the hospital for injuries he sustained from the bomb explosion. According to ABC 3340, is this local?
Well, it said Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Peachy told Pennsylvania state troopers that he was expecting guests, built a pipe bomb as a way of entertaining them, placing it on a pile of wood in the backyard and awaiting their arrival. Upon learning the guests would not be coming, Peachy took the bomb to his shed with the intention of disarming, deconstructing it. His wife and 2 kids were inside the home when they heard the sound of an explosion outside. Peachy accidentally dropped the bomb while in the shed, detonating it, injuring himself in the process, ran into the home, told his wife that he needed to go to the hospital. His face and one of his eyes were injured. A piece of shrapnel was removed from his head and placed into evidence. Authorities inspected the home and found a hole in the shed floor along with some blood. He's been charged with a shit ton of things.
I bet.
Yeah.
Is that what they say in court?
By the way, keep an eye on him. I mean, the guy who builds bombs.
Let's still lose the fact that he built it.
We didn't get clarified, like, why did people just not show up, and how was he planning on doing the surprise explosion?
What was the prank? Yeah, with a pipe bomb.
Yeah, I would say that, and now he's exploded and has had shrapnel in his head. We want to keep him on a watch list.
Yeah, I'm with Jim.
Routine welfare check on an elderly woman in Ohio turned into an hilarious misunderstanding after police entered a 91-year-old's home, found her completely engrossed in a video game. Now, according to a report from News 5 Cleveland, local police were dispatched to the woman's home after she became completely unreachable. As it turns out, the woman was enrolled in the city's Are You OK program. Now, the free community service designed for senior citizens provides daily welfare check-in call to ensure they are safe. When the 91-year-old failed to answer her daily call-in check, the Westlake Police Department was immediately notified, fearing the worst. Concerned officers arrived at the scene, tried to make contact with her. Upon not answering the front door, police made the decision to enter the residence to ensure she was safe. Instead of a medical emergency, officers found the woman completely safe and sound in her bedroom. The reason she was ignoring her daily welfare check and police knocking loudly on the door, she was entirely focused on beating her high score on a video game.
I'd love to know the game. Do we have the game?
We do not.
No. I will also say Fatal Incursion is a great fake name for like a metal band there, Tyler.
Yeah, so this is a reworked picture from GTA 5.
Oh.
It's supposed to be this like fat stoner kid sitting right here playing video
But it's
games.
Granny?
And I replaced it with Granny.
Yeah,
I
how are
thought
her
it was
feet?
funny.
Yeah.
Open toes.
Yeah,
She's got some of the
Not great.
Not good feet.
Yeah.
pink fuzzy sandals.
Looks a little like Bill Clinton.
Very
a
big,
little bit.
manly feet.
Yeah, Forster said Whitey Herzog.
I see more Bill Clinton, but, we could go Whitey.
I see more Bob Euchre.
Oh, I see some of the uke with the chin and the nose. I agree.
Little Don Sutton hair.
Big baseball.
Finally, over 100 self-driving taxis in Wuhan, China stopped running all at once, leaving passengers stunned and stranded.
Okay,
We're back to Wuhan.
Yeah, last thing that came out of this city was not great.
This is March 31st, 2026. Robo-taxis owned by Chinese ride-hailing company Apollo Go suddenly shut down. Now, the incident took place 9 p.m. that evening. Some reports state passengers were locked inside of the taxis with no way out, while others say riders were too frightened to leave their vehicles after the self-driving cars stopped in the middle of high-traffic streets. Users took to social media to alert the public of the problem, with one saying she was, quote, left stranded on an overpass surrounded by dump trucks.
And then I got out of the car and I had a nagging cough for 7 to 9 days.
There was a
I called the robo-taxi customer service but couldn't get through at all. Called again and again, but every person I spoke to just said they had dispatched a specialist. After 10:30 p.m., my rescue request was canceled. No riders were harmed in the incident, though reports state a few rear-end collisions occurred due to the sudden service outage. Apollo Go released a statement following the cab hailing incident, describing it as a possible system failure.
Impossible. We're not going to rule out a system failure. It's possible. Yeah, I'd say. All of them just stopped. That's what I would call a system failure.
Yeah. Looks like they had a lot of pollution there in Wuhan.
You think?
Or is that just dirty camera?
That's a dirty wind chill.
It's everywhere.
A lot of traffic.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of pollution in Chinatown?
Oh, yeah.
That's a
The
dead
air
hit.
quality is supposed to be horrible.
This is good a throw and as bad a throw back to back as you could have right there.
Very inconsistent.
That is Trash Today, and that's our show today. Thanks for being with us. This hour is brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. We always invite you to go down to see Sterling and the crew down there. They've been doing it at the same location for over 11 years. Great feeling inside their building there. Just a great place to go sit down and have a lunch gathering with your family, your friends, or maybe your business associates. You go in there, lunch or dinner, get it to go, take it to a tailgate, take it home to watch the NBA play-in games tonight. Whatever you're doing, it's all right there at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Brined overnight, cooked-to-order chicken. It is a southern delicacy, champyschicken.com. Don't forget a brand new Next Reels drops later tonight or tomorrow after Tyler jumps in and does some extensive post-pro on the show that they're about to record. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.